Give me coffee in the morning, gotta have the coffee. Wake me up, shake me up, dip me like a lassie. 1 sip, 2 sips, and I'm feeling so alive. Coffee in the morning, it's the best way to survive. Woke up in the morning, sleepy eyes yawning. Jumped out of bed, started the day, opened the curtains. Felt the cool breeze, the sun shining on my face. But something was missing, I needed my job to chase. Give me coffee in the morning, give me coffee in the morning, gotta have the coffee. Wake me up, shake me up, dip me like a lassie. 1 sip, 2 sips, and I'm feeling so alive. Coffee in the morning, it's the best way to survive.
Good morning, friends. Welcome on in. I hope everybody can hear me. Y'all let me know in chat if we're up and running this morning or if it's just my imagination. Welcome in to my mod team. Sorry, got a notification popped down and distracted me. Welcome in mod team and welcome into our community members who are listening. Carrie, welcome in this morning. We might get some we might get some more of our people in here. We might not. A couple of trials are happening, so I don't know who's actually watching the trials. I'm loosely following the Brian Walsh. We'll call it a trial. I call it a show. It's wow. All right. But then there was another one that I've kind of watched a little bit of, and I'm going to do a little deeper dive later today to the Trinity Pogue. Is that how you say her last name case? She's on trial for unaliving her boyfriend's 18-month-old baby. And there was an interesting exchange between the attorneys concerning someone's testimony and possible 404B evidence. You know, my kind of jams. I'm like, I'm here for that legal argument. So later today, I'm going to go back and watch that legal argument because that's just my stuff, man. You know, it's important. So I'm going to go look at that later. How many of you guys are even following that case or know much about it? Because I didn't. Just started seeing different things on my feed, of course, curiosity and all that. So I took a peek. Good morning, Dolphin. Welcome in. 12 gauge. Welcome in, sir. It's been a minute since we've seen you around. How you been doing? How you been? Dolphin, I think I should probably send you a link, ma'am. Hold up. And if you're interested, if you're not busy, we'll try to make it work and see if I can get it with my Bobo internet. All right, here it comes, ma'am, if you are interested. All right, and okay, so yesterday, guys, we were talking a little bit about, well, not a little bit, we talked about Stephen Stearns, and lo and behold, last night, more of his jailhouse calls came down. And man, that dude's such an idiot. The way him and his parents talk to each other, their verbiage and the way they, just interact with one another, to me is super creepy and weird. And that's part of exploring these type of people and how they move and tick and think. That's my only reason for looking at this stuff any further. But remember me telling you guys how that name Frank that was on the call list was like one of his good buddies that he'd never think would turn on him. They talk about Frank in their phone call. I'd like to get an interview with old Frank. Okay, I ate my breakfast before we came on. I was like, I don't want to be hangry midway, so let me do my usual. So I threw a little quick breakfast together. I had to slow down on the ordering the food. See, I told y'all it was a good thing I lived way out in the country and couldn't order food all the time. I've made up for it this past month. It's like, whoa, girl, did you forget how to cook? It's a little too easy sometimes just to pick up the phone and dial a number. But you can go broke doing that shit too. But with the price of groceries, I mean, come on. All right, guys. So Paula from Plunder, one of you mods, kindly drop her link in here. I know you all have it, so drop her link for us because shout out to Miss Paula. Um, she always getting the goods for us. And then she has them available on Patreon to download too. I didn't download the Koberger video because it would have taken forever and a day on my Bobo internet, but she put a nice little video together for us. So they got the FOIA request on Koberger's movements over there near Stadium Way. And I had to go back. I didn't have to go back. I'm just curious this way. I went right back to that little burning piece of paper called the probable cause affidavit. And once again, the big lie was right in my face and I couldn't miss it again. So I had to stop and ponder on that a moment. Then I had to carry on with my business. So I have all the times, right, and the sightings according to the PCA, but we have now video to match with that. I never eat breakfast. And meat, Carrie, you know what? I was always that way my entire life. I just was never a breakfast person. If I ate it, I felt sick, right? Like I had to eat very light in the mornings. But these days, old lady style set in. Something changed, man. I'm like, up like 4 a.m. by 6. I'm like, what can I eat? But I still have to keep it light. If I ate a big breakfast, I would go right back to that bed, and you guys would be like, Where how'd she go?" She went to bed, people. It's called food comas. But yeah, I'm more in with eating a little breakfast these days than I used to be, um, which is probably a good thing. All right, let's see. Good morning, ma'am. It's been a minute.
Yes, it has. How are you doing?
Doing pretty good. I'm muddling along.
Sorry I missed you yesterday. I stayed up all night. I've been up all night tonight too, but well today. But yeah, I stayed up all night and I was all ready to, dig into those docs with you. And
Yeah,
I was just like, oh. And then you said you were postponing, you were moving it back a little bit, and I was like,
yeah.
okay, I'll stay up. I'll just watch something. Girl, I laid down and I was like, oh, that's it.
Yeah, I pushed it back an hour. Andy was going live, and I wanted to go over and
Mhm.
see what she was doing and support for a
Mhm.
little while, and then come and did our thing. But I do want to talk to you about that though, because that Celebrite report overall is interesting, right?
Mhm. I still
So
haven't seen it, so okay.
yeah, okay. Well, we're gonna get together because I thought about you the minute I got it. I was like, "What, Dolphin? We got a Celebrite report to go over," and
Mhm.
so yeah, it made me want Coburgers even more, and I know they got it. Oh, of course
Oh,
we know they
okay.
got it, but
Yeah,
we know
yeah,
the Bernhardts have it, and we know that they supplied Olivia with Olivia, if you're listening, hun. I'm
yeah.
I'm waiting on that damn report. But
Come hither,
so
right?
yeah, but yeah, it's a lot of interesting things to look at within the Celebrite report, right? The extractions itself and what all's there, and the different things they talk about. But we did go through that, and you can see the text messages. Girl, there was one email on there that he
Mhm.
received, and it was an email he received from the place he bought his little torso doll. I'm assuming it's the torso doll
Oh, God.
coming in
Let me
with.
guess, was he checking for the status too of his
No,
delivery?
they wanted him to send reviews of his new toy,
Oh, oh,
including
gross.
including a video if he wanted to upload a video, a video of
Wow.
what exactly? And they
Wow.
described the doll. Her name is Candace, by the way. Um,
Jesus.
yeah, the date on that particular email, you go back to the mom talking about the torso doll. I'm pretty sure that was that delivery. It was delivered to the parents' house out there in North Point or Port, whatever. But yeah, they were like, yeah, send us a review and a video if you'd like. And I'm thinking, who the hell's watching the video review? Uh, or that I don't know.
That's nasty.
Yeah.
I don't even
Wonder said
wanna.
she went and clicked on a couple of the links that were that I didn't. I wrote well. The website was called Tantally. In case y'all are interested, I didn't go visit it yet.
It's called what?
Tantally. You know me. I'll
Spell
go
that.
visit it.
I'll visit it. Yeah.
You know I will. Tantaly,
Oh,
Tantaly.
okay.
There
Okay.
was that one time in one of the documents where he bought some stuff, we went and looked, and we were like, "Oh, hell no, no, no." But yeah, I'll look. But Tantaly was where he got that from, and it named her Candace in the
Mm, mm,
little
mm.
email. It's like, "You sick bastard," right? But y'all
Yeah.
know what? The sad part is Stefan Stearns is not the only man out there ordering a doll. I'm saying the ladies do too, from what I've seen on them websites. Goodness. Hey, they
Oh,
don't
but
talk back
hold
though, do
on.
they? Wait,
Yeah, no,
what did you
really.
find?
No, I haven't looked yet. I just thought about what you said,
Go ahead.
ladies. Order
Yeah.
it. Oh, I
Well,
say
they ordered the
Tantally
male
Doll
doll.
USA. Yeah, I know, but I'm just like, it's a blow up doll, right?
Yes, I'm assuming.
So, oh, Tantally is on Amazon. Wow. Okay.
Oh, yeah, he got a lot of
Mm.
Amazon email purchase follow-ups, and here, you might like this, that old Koberger play. Well,
Ooh,
AI or Amazon told
ooh,
me to.
oh, God.
Amazon said I might like that doll. It's
Amazon ought to be ashamed of
mhm.
themselves. The, I literally started scrolling and I'm looking at just the bottom half, bent over, and is that a hole or is that a camera? Something's in the bag. A beaded thong, like a pearl beaded thong. Wow. Okay. Oh.
Mm.
Okay. Mm. Oh, jeez.
Okay. There's some people out there that'll do a lot of crazy things, and, ah,
Oh,
I
yeah, this is a legit Amazon. I had to double check to see. I was like, this is a real Amazon thing and not a,
yeah.
yeah, knockoff. It's, yeah,
So
legit
if we
Amazon
if we
store.
go armchair sleuthing around the Amazon looking to see if they carry this or carry that, are we gonna start getting those, suggestions from the Amazon AI bot? Maybe Koberger's attorneys were onto something after all.
No, no,
No, she's like, "No,
no,
don't
not
even give them
even.
credit."
Mm-mm.
No, but yeah, it's crazy that all of it's there. His now they didn't redact was we're Florida. We're redact what? We're like, what's a redaction? But his
Mhm.
contact list had all the names of the people. So I did not stop and look on the live. You know what I mean? I can see them.
The
You'll be able to
names of
see
the
them
people
in
who
in
did
his
what?
contact list.
Oh, in
But
his contact list. Oh,
yeah, but
sweet.
YouTube's getting
Mhm.
so finicky right now. If I was to
Oh,
display
really?
that and
Mhm,
show it, then
mhm.
I'm sharing personal information regardless of how I obtained it. Andy
Even if
got
it's in
her
a
live.
court document?
Yeah, yeah, we're
Oh,
there. We're having to be real careful right now. There's a story I'm going to be presenting to you guys this week. It is a local case. It's blowing up. Nancy Grace is going to cover it at the end of the month. I'm
mhm.
very curious to see how and what she'll say because
Okay.
the victim's sister is not being quiet.
Mhm.
And I have to be careful how I present the stuff she's presenting on my YouTube channel.
Oh, okay.
It's just a whole you gotta be careful. So, yeah, but there's names in there, and one of the contacts, though, was that guy Frank we had heard them talk about before in court documents,
Okay.
between Stefan and his parents, his friend named Frank. I was
Mhm.
always so curious about Frank. I don't know if Frank's guilty of anything.
It's probably one of his dark web buddies.
It could be a dark web buddy, but his parents and him portray him as one of his Warhammer type friends, right? But that don't
Mhm.
mean that one of those buddies
Is
can't
still
also
not
be
also
into the
into,
dark
yeah.
web shit.
Yep.
Because
Yep.
birds of a feather flock together,
Oh, yes.
and one's gonna find the other. And if he's living large over there on the Telegram, he's communicating with pedophiles just like himself.
And I mean, where was he getting his money from? His parents
That's
didn't have that kind of money, you know what I
still
mean,
a
to
big
finance all
question.
that stuff that he was
Um,
doing
and there's a
and
little bit
buying.
more you can tell in the phone calls that were just released. I think we have read some of these. I felt like I've heard these calls before, like maybe in another batch of drops, but or either read it in a transcript from the
Mhm.
documents we've read. But we have the actual calls now. But you can tell this guy. His obsession with Disney and his childlike attitude about everything.
Mhm.
And he seemed like he wanted to be this professional guy who's got it together, but mom and dad is supporting your every move. And
Oh,
remember
yeah.
that one video, his interview, his mom said the guy was getting packages all the time.
Yeah.
Where was his money coming from was a
Mhm.
huge question that we had. And of course, that led us to wonder, all speculation, everybody, were they selling anything? But no federal charges ever came down for selling CSAM. So I take it there was no proof of that on his phone, right? Where he sold an
Mhm.
image or shared an image. Um,
Mhm.
I think he was just consuming the stuff.
Mm.
It wasn't a stretch to think he wasn't selling. Now, could he have been selling on Telegram?
Mhm.
Because what? That's an encrypted webs or platform, right? And they say it's
Supposedly,
incredibly
yeah, I don't know
hard.
anything about it.
Yeah.
Um,
I
I
think
mean
Gray Hughes deep dove that Telegram thing back in
oh,
the
really?
beginning of the yeah, I feel like I remember him doing a
Mm.
show deep diving the back end of Telegram and the ins and outs of it and how encrypted it really is and why it's
Mhm.
so popular with people like Stearns. So I don't know what was going. I don't know if they can recover the stuff he was doing on Telegram. Wasn't there a document that said he was on the Telegram app posting around midnight? Now he says Matt, they all went to bed, what, around 10? Him
Mhm.
and Jen share the phone call. She's all tucked
Yeah,
in, blah, blah, blah.
right.
And
Mhm.
then around midnight is when he was on the Telegram app. So I guess they can tell that. I need to go back through that Celebrite extraction a little. I haven't went the 604 pages, girl. I have not went through the whole thing.
Now that I'm
So
up, I'm like, "Oh, yeah, I'll
well,
definitely go through it."
maybe after we're done with this, you and I'll jump
Mhm.
in the Discord and just dive in.
Oh, yeah, because there's something I wanted to run, by you about Idaho. Something
Oh,
that I noticed. I was like, "Hmm."
oh, I like the stuff we
Mhm.
notice.
Yep,
So I'm all over that. All
and I
right.
need
So
somebody to, jog my memory about something.
okay, all right. Now, before we move into the what we're going to talk about today, guys, I don't know if y'all have heard. Rachel, I know you have heard Butterfly. I think you and Forrest as well. So, in the Gilgo Beach Lisk Rex Hurman case, there was a victim and her baby found out at Gilgo Beach, and she was identified. Finally, she was known for years as Peaches because she had a tattoo and it was peaches. Well, Rex
Mhm.
Hurman was known for cutting off the tattoos of his victims.
Mhm.
He'd done it multiple times, trying to hide their identities. No one was ever sure how Peaches and her baby came into play, but they were out
Right.
there. So it turns out that it took, I think, a lot of DNA, years of They finally identified her and her baby. Let me pull up this article to share with you guys. They've made an arrest. Um,
Her tattoo was removed?
for a moment. So if anything goes awry, y'all. No, her tattoo was still there. But other victims out on Gilgo Beach that were found did have their tattoos cut from their bodies, but
Mm.
hers was there. So let me pull up this article. Just to give you guys a backstory. I think Jack Leone is doing a show later today, or maybe that's somebody else I saw. Anyway, he's on top of this case as well. The developments coming into. Oh, that's not her. That's the wrong case. Go get out of that girl for a moment. I'm not ready to go down that rabbit hole. Um, Here it is. Sorry, I had the wrong folder. So her and her baby were found.
I
They have
feel like I wanna
arrested
get
her
up for
ex-husband.
something.
I'm sorry. Go ahead. What
Mhm.
was that?
No, I was just saying I feel like I wanted to get up for something, but, Uh, you're getting ready to read an article, or do you have
Yeah,
a
I'm gonna read
video
an article
too?
real quick. I'm just gonna do an
Oh, okay,
article real
okay.
quick. Yeah.
Go ahead.
Okay. So let me pull up this one because I don't know where the other one went that I had. Okay, here I think this one's good enough. All right, it doesn't matter which one. All right, so let me get this. Whoa. All right, share screen. I had something was in the way and I couldn't see what was going on. Okay. All right, so this is a picture on the left. There is she was known as Peaches for years. Her name is Tanya. The baby on the right was her baby, Tatiana Dykes. Um, they were found years apart, actually, as well. It's crazy.
Oh, wow.
So now, can you imagine of all the bodies that were discovered out there, how many were wrecks and how many just were
Others.
just you know what I mean? Yeah.
Hmm.
So years after the bodies of a woman and her 2-year-old daughter were found on Long Island, once associated with the Gilgo Beach serial murders, the woman's suspected killer appeared before a Florida judge on Thursday facing murder charges. Now he is currently was residing here in Florida. Um, Andrew Dykes, 66, was arrested near Tampa and charged with 2 counts of murder on Wednesday on a warrant out of Nassau County, New York, in connection with the 1997 death of Tanya Jackson and her daughter Tatiana Dykes, law enforcement told ABC. Andrew Dykes, who was believed to be the father of Tatiana Dykes, and his
Oh,
last name is
wow.
now part how investigators tracked him down. Dykes did not enter a plea, but is due back in Florida court next week as Nassau County seeks to extradite to New York. And again, that was her picture. I'm sorry, her tattoo was the peaches, and that's how she was dubbed for years. Jackson was 26 when she was found dismembered in Lakeview in June of 1997. Now, also, the other victims out there were also found in the same manner, right? But a lot
Hmm.
of them were placed into like burlap sacks or wrapped in burlap. She was
Hmm.
found in a plastic tote container. Um,
Oh,
so I don't know. Once they discovered who she actually was, right, and could really start to investigate her, that's probably what led back to him. Now, I don't know if there was any evidence on the container, his DNA or anything like that. Um,
hmm.
the body of her 2-year-old daughter, Tatiana, was found 14 years later near Gilgo. So while they're out there searching for the Gilgo victims, they stumble
Uh-huh.
across the baby. I mean,
And how far apart were the daughter and the mother?
they weren't that far apart, Dolphin. None of these victims were really that. I have to go my notes on it to give
Mm-hmm.
you a more accurate account of that. Um, so for years, Jackson, a U.S. Army vet, was also known as Peaches because of a distinctive tattoo on her body, and the baby was known as Baby Doe. In April, authorities in New York announced they had finally identified Jackson and her daughter and offered a $25,000 reward for information in the cold case. The girls' remains were found in 2011, close to where the remains of other women were found alongside the southern shore of Long Island, leading to speculation the deaths were the work of the Gilgo Beach serial killer. Long Island architect and the father of Rex Heuermann was arrested in 2023 in connection with several of the Gilgo Beach slayings, later charged with killing 7 women. Now, also go back to Shannon Gilbert.
Mm-hmm.
Now, Peaches and the baby are completely unrelated to Gilgo and Rex. What are the chances that Shannon's case is not related to Rex Heuermann's? There's still so much speculation about
Right.
Shannon Gilbert. I don't even know, where to start with that. But yeah, so that's that on that. I did watch a few minutes this morning of Joe Jack Leone. I think he got the arrest for he's waiting on something like the arrest report or something to get more information, but he
Uh-huh.
got one document waiting on another kind of thing. So we're still getting preliminary information on this guy. So now, if you're Rex Heuermann's defense attorneys, what do you do with that? Oh, see, These aren't Rex's victims after all.
Yeah, try and pawn off the others on, somebody else.
On other, yeah, other
You
individuals
say
or
the Saudi
something.
defense, right?
Right, that some other dude did it. Lordy have mercy. Okay, so let's get the Stearns calls over with, so we can move into the Koberger video, and then I'll show you guys some of what the PCA said as well, and then we can talk about what we're. It's interesting too because I think that. Well, I don't know if I made a note of it. I need to go back to the PCA because they talk about using specific one to help the FBI, narrow down their time or the car.
Right,
And I'm like, I really want to. Then I need to look at that one specifically and see what about it made a difference.
right.
So I'm gonna test my FBI car identifying abilities this morning. All right, everything should work smoothly. It's showing I got a decent ass signal. Y'all, bear with me. They still have not fixed me. I don't, I give up. I guess I'll give them. I talked 2 days ago. Jesus Christ.
What's
There's
going
got to
on?
be a
What are
better
they
way.
doing?
They said they hooked it up to the right house. I'm like, well, y'all don't find an account where y'all can turn it on. So apparently y'all did not. I don't know. Now they got us another
Hmm.
technician out to make sure that something. They haven't laid fiber optics into this specific area yet. It's going all over. It's all over town, right? But it's
Hmm.
just not here where I'm at. Like, yay, no fiber optics, no Starlink, no fucking T-Mobile Wi-Fi little box to plug in, nothing.
Hmm.
No, one provider. That's it, which is crazy to me in the city coming from where I come into Cover. I'm not gonna bitch because I could bitch all day, but hey, we're rolling with it. We're rolling with it. If I
Yeah.
stay grateful, then maybe you know, I need to stay positive and uplifted and grateful. I don't like a bitcher and a complainer.
Yeah, no, I hear that.
I can make I can, I'll just roll with it. All right. And if for some reason it won't work, then guess what? I'll stop and regroup and figure it out. I'll give Dolphin my login to Restream and say, here, set us up and we'll go back in a minute and we'll play this shit.
Yeah.
All right, hold on, because I got a little spinny thing going on. I
What you
actually
do?
went to restart it.
Let me go get
Yeah.
some salt really quick. I'll be right back.
Mm. I'm always looking for my lost shaker of salt. Never know when I'm going to need that bitch. All right, let me take it down and put it back up. Just that used to happen at the old house. Remember, guys? Because I had to start it over. Uh-huh. Lord, how y'all doing, chat? Welcome in. Candace Rose, welcome in. Edith, hi, how are you? Good morning. Or is it still morning for everybody? Sirius Black, good morning. It's been a minute, ma'am. Welcome in. And Marissa Monroe, welcome. For all our listeners who are not wanting to chat, or you're multitasking and you're cleaning the house, you're running errands, taking care of the kiddos, the mamas, whatever, welcome in and thanks for listening. Um, okay, let me try to get this back up and we'll see. Okay. Oh no. I always hit extra camera instead of share screen. I'm like, no.
Okay, I'm back.
We don't need cameras. All right. I got it pulled up now and it looks like it appears ready to play. So guys, she's just going to start these. This one was back in May 18th, I think it is, 2024.
Oh,
Um,
okay.
so Stearns says he's aware they'll say horrible things in the courtroom about him. No shit.
Yeah.
Does he think it was going to get in there and be an all stand up for Stearns Day?
Yeah.
Where's Frank? We need some testimony about this guy's character.
Ugh.
Mister, I need to eat this microphone and talk like a robot, and I need one of those fancy little pens that I can actually write with. I will not stab anybody in the eye. I love to make fun of me some stuff on Stearns, and y'all know it. Okay.
Ugh.
I love it. I love to tear him down and Koberger. I can't help it. The
Yeah.
internet seems to love when you tear down people, but I don't like tearing down people because they look funny, or I want to tear down the defendants. They're disgusting and did horrible fucking things.
Yeah, no,
This
definitely
piece of
true.
slimy shit deserves everything I'm gonna say about him. Hmm. Freedom of speech and all. All right. So, God, this guy gets under my skin with his like. I want to go visit him in prison, y'all. You know why? Because I want to sit across that damn thing and look at him, and yeah, he's gonna read that energy real fast. I'm like, I didn't come for a friendly visit, Bubba.
Mm.
No, I ain't did all that. Okay, so here we go. Let's start it out.
At the very least, I've been beating my knuckles on the walls to
Ew.
toughen them up and harden them up. So don't break them. And I don't know what happened with
I
the
don't
cat
want to
either.
see him.
I know.
Oh.
Sorry.
Yeah. Coda, he was such a good kitty cat. Here in the medical pod, it's almost entirely staffed by female COs. So as you can imagine, a lot of them are, hostile. I haven't had a full stomach since the day I arrived.
He hasn't had a full stomach since the day he arrived. It looks like he doesn't need. He could be okay, and
Yeah, he can miss a few meals.
yeah, and the people are hostile, and I'm like, dude, he thinks Florida's just, trying to keep him safe. You're not from Indiana. They keep Rick Allen safe. Go ask them.
Oh gosh.
Florida ain't trying too hard. We know what's up.
It just sucks that the last meal I had as a free man was, half of a Wawa sandwich.
He said that it sucks that his last meal on the outside was a free sandwich from the Wawa, and he only ate half of it, y'all. I don't feel bad for that. Eat your gas station sandwich and call it good.
Yeah, this man.
A half a gas station sandwich. That was my last. He's all like, "That's my last meal." Y'all notice one thing I picked up on, and I picked up on it so many times in the other phone calls and correspondence with his parents. They're constantly, well, Deborah constantly blames Jen, and whatever we all blame
Oh,
Jen.
she's still trying to drag her.
Oh yeah, she's gonna be, but Stearns never directly implicated her one time.
Didn't even try
And
to, really.
no, exactly. Not in any of the phone calls, any of the messages that they were emailing one another. And Deborah tried. Even in these calls, you'll see it happen.
Yeah. It was a good sandwich, but I wish I had eaten the other half. Case from getting dust and stuff in it once you open it back.
Basically a big dill pickle, is that what that is?
Yeah, it's just a general pickle. They also have the hot and spicy ones too,
Watch him on that screen.
which I tried a couple of those, and let me tell you, that made my tongue numb.
Okay.
But, who knows? If you ever get in a fight in the future, it could be an effective deterrent. You carry some of that in your mouth and spit it in someone's face, and you effectively mace them.
Oh God, he's an
I'll piss
idiot.
them off real bad.
He's a big old idiot. He's a bloomin' idiot. Forrest says we need blindfolds. We do. I don't know why she decided to put that video visual behind.
I don't either. That's what I'm just kind of like, I'm
Yeah.
trying to eat, okay? So
Stop
I've
it.
been looking everywhere but my monitor,
Maybe I should. Well, maybe I should have just threw my own little thing up there for you guys, but it's okay.
Audio only next time.
Audio only. If I
That's
can
what
make
she's
it.
gonna do.
Screen warning. Don't look.
Mm.
Oh goodness. Norma, welcome in. You say you're sorry, but you're still on the fence. That's cool.
Oh, in Idaho. Oh yeah, no, that's fine.
True Crime Audio.
Hey, guys, how you doing?
Well, you can imagine
Yeah.
all this has come to a bit of a shock to us.
Yeah, no kidding, huh?
I didn't expect when we parted ways in the lobby that you escorted to jail.
when they parted ways in the lobby, they were going to the press conference.
Right.
And they were supposed to speak about bringing Maddie home, and that's when they
Mhm.
arrested his ass. Because that
Right.
other guy, the witness had already called in the tip about seeing him out there changing that tire
Mhm.
and gave him the exact location. They went straight out there, found her, and never reported it. And like at that point, you know what I mean? Because it's all happening so
Mhm.
fast.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
Mhm.
Nobody believed any of that interview that participated in.
Really?
Nobody believed it, and I wouldn't have believed it.
She's in the mental hospital?
Supposedly that we hear.
I've been wondering where she was. All I heard from an officer yesterday was that they heard from the press that she deleted all her social media.
And she's what?
That she deleted all her social media.
Jen deleted all her social media. That's what the officer told Stefan. And now
Yeah,
he's
she
asked,
should.
and now it's, yeah, I got to go into hiding, deep, deep
Mhm.
hiding. So she deletes all her social media according to Stefan. That's what an officer tells him. I don't know why a cop would tell him, but whatever. But Dad's over here. He's trying to find out, is she in a mental hospital? He's a little bit concerned for Jen right now, and I don't think it's concern because she's going to throw me under the bus type concern. It's a weird, sick concern they have for each other.
And I pray for the damn night. I'm so sorry that happened to her. I know in my heart you did not do it to her. You did not kill her. I know you moved her, but
She said, I know you didn't do it. I know you didn't kill her. You moved her. But I know you moved her. Um,
Wow.
yeah, ma'am. Did you see that you heard too about the
I was gonna
video of
say,
her
did
in the
she? Yeah,
car?
or the photos and
Right?
and all that.
Mhm.
Like,
With the child laying there with her head slumped over in the seat, sitting upright with the seatbelt on at the gate of the condo, seen on camera. Huh. You damn right he moved her. You can't deny that, huh, Deb?
Yeah,
I know it's in it up to her eyeballs, and I'm wondering if her mother is too. So
yeah. I worried about her. I was worried that she was going to hurt herself. But like I said, I'm fighting for my own life here, so I can't.
He was worried that hurt herself, but he was fighting for his own life here. Oh, good Lord, these two.
why
Protect
would he
her.
think that she was gonna hurt herself? She didn't care enough. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
At all.
That
She
was my.
wasn't phased
Thought
at all.
about. I thought about that, Dawn. Why?
Mhm.
Because she's ashamed of what she allowed to happen. Hmm.
Ah, no.
I don't know, right? Would she
That
feel
fool?
bad enough?
No.
So it makes you wonder. Okay, somebody in Jen's situation. Oh my God, this is devastating, and I let this. If I meant to or not, I let it happen right under my own nose. Where would that put a mother's state of mind? So we know people harm themselves for very, very many reasons, right? Is Jen that type of person that would go that far? Is she just? I don't know what brings
Ah, that
people
chick didn't seem to
to
care
that. I
about
don't know.
anything
Right.
but
I
her
don't know if
vape and her good sleep, you know?
her vape and good sleep. Where's my nighttime meds? And Stefan made us
Mhm.
all know that Jen needed a good meal at night because her meds and all. And then once Jill, I don't know why, for some reason, I know what that was. Wow. Psychology. Okay. This particular, that's made me, oh my God. Am I comparing her with Jen Soto? Maybe. Um,
Mm-mm.
okay. Never mind. Y'all don't know who I'm even talking about. That was fucked up on my part. Sorry. Um, I don't even know why name come flying out the way it did. I feel like an ancestor just tapped me on the shoulder and said something to me, and I need to pay attention now. So I need to refocus. Okay. Whew. Norma, welcome in, says mother knows when her daughter is on her period, especially when if there were so many things Jen
Yeah,
knew.
she should if she's paying
Um,
attention to her daughter.
there's a lot of things that Jen Soto should have picked up on outside of
Mhm.
that. When the teachers at school were relaying there may be problems with your daughter, there was a lot of warning signs And a lot of Jen just, well, I
Yeah.
just need some sleep. Whatever, Jen, whatever.
Press 1 for English. If you have created a PIN, enter in your PIN. If you do not have a PIN, please enter your inmate ID, followed by please select your 4-digit passcode.
He's trying to figure out how to use the Florida prison
You
Florida
entered
jail
passcode
system phone thingy.
425. Press 1 if this is correct, or press 2 to re-enter. At the tone, say your full name.
Stephen Stearns.
You recorded.
Stephen Stearns.
Press 1 if this is correct, or press 2. After the tone, please say United States of America.
United States of America.
After the tone, please say again United States of America.
United States of America.
After the tone, please say again United States of America.
United States of America.
Thank you. Enrollment complete. For future calls, your PIN number consists of your booking number and your 4-digit passcode. Hello, you have a free call from
Hello? Stephen Stearns.
an inmate at
Osceola County Corrections Department.
This call was refused by the called party. Goodbye.
They are having a hard time with that phone.
You have an off-site visit scheduled with Christopher Stearns on March 5th at 12:40 p.m.
To enroll, I guess?
If you have created a PIN,
You have an off-site visit scheduled with Christopher Stearns on
True
March
crime
5th
butterfly.
at 12:40 p.m.
press 1 to play the current message again. Press 7 to delete current message. Press 9 to return to messaging menu.
I was listening to my message. It said I had an authorized visit with my dad on
You
March
have an
5th, but I
off-site
never
visit
got any
scheduled
visitation
with
with him.
Christopher Stearns on March 5th at 12:40 p.m.
Press 1
Dude,
to
get
play the
together
current
with
message
I never
again.
got
the
visited.
system.
Press 7 to delete current message. Press 9 to return to messaging menu. Your account balance is $50.
$50.
In the meantime,
Press 1 for English.
Oh, he's so
I
disgusting.
know.
You have a call at no expense to
Hello?
you from
Actually, you know what? I'm
Stearns.
just going to
an
minimize this
inmate
window. I
at
can't.
Osceola County Corrections Department.
To accept this
I can
call,
still see
press
chat, though.
or say
Hey, I saw his junk. Okay,
Ew! Mm-mm,
I
mm.
I did. Yeah. I
5.
I
Ugh.
digress.
Ugh.
Yeah, dude.
To refuse this call, hang up now. To block this call, all future calls, press. This call will be recorded and subject to monitoring at any time. Thank you for using IC Solutions. You may begin speaking.
Hello? Stephen. Dad. Hey. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I'll put you on speaker so your mom can hear.
Oh, good. Let me know.
Okay,
Because
she's
I'm
here.
going to ask about
Close
the
the door.
dogs in this phone
Hey,
call.
guys. How you doing?
Dogs that he doesn't give a damn about.
Well,
Mhm.
you can imagine
Yeah.
all this has come to a bit of a shock to us.
Yeah, no kidding, huh?
I didn't expect when we parted ways in the lobby that you were being escorted to the jail. So,
Yeah, that's, it was a shock to me, too, but, you know, it's an emotional thing. I'm sorry that I let you guys down.
well, I
I'm
understand
sorry
that.
I
I
let you
appreciate
guys
that.
down. Not, I'm sorry I was molesting this poor child for years.
Right.
Not, I'm sorry I murdered this poor child. I'm sorry I let you guys down. Oh, Jesus.
Let you guys down how? By what? Getting arrested?
Mhm.
Or what are you talking about?
Yeah.
Causing shame to the family name?
Oh, yes.
Good lord. And remember this jailhouse ride right here?
Oh, yeah.
Um, so they bring this up to Stearns that that whole conversation, that whole ride is on YouTube. And I'm like, yeah, it is. It's all over my channel. Go look. Because that's where Stearns talks about having to clean up the horses' stables back in the day
Mhm.
growing up and how he fell into a pile of horse shit. And the cop says, "Oh, you fell in," and we were all like laughing. Yeah, that story.
I just, I just wish you had the courage to have come to me to tell me the truth of what was going on, so at least that we could be prepared for it.
We could
I
be
mean,
prepared.
all we are
Good luck with that. Pratt.
privileged to know is what's in the mainstream
Sorry,
media.
hold on for just a
You know,
second.
obviously there's.
I've got a
Mm,
question for you, since you have kids and the chat here, because I know a lot of people here in chat have kids. If you found out that your son was molesting a child from the age of, what we say, 7
at
or
least
whatever?
7 years old
At
was our
least
earliest
7?
from the documents. Yeah.
Yeah, till 13?
Hmm.
And there's photos and all of this and videos, and you saw, or you could see if you wanted to,
Uh huh.
what he did, or you heard a description about what he did to this child, how he would make her do things in exchange for, I don't know, game time or whatever,
It's game
you
time for the
know,
phone.
yeah,
Hmm.
bartering, or for the phone, blah blah blah, right? Would you even be able to sit there and have a phone conversation with this fool? I'm sorry, he would be
Not
dead
like
to me.
this.
I no,
The context of my conversation
mhm.
wouldn't be what these fools are having. To
This
take
is
one of your
unreal
favorite
to
words.
me.
It is, yeah. It shows to me it's a very interesting dynamic between him and these 2 parents, right? And the type of
Yeah.
'cause in the end, people can always say, "Well, you can't blame the parents," but then that same person's gonna turn
How are
around
they
later
not
and say and blame
horrified?
the parent,
This is what I'm
right?
saying. Like,
Right.
mhm,
I don't blame parents, but at some point in your child's life, I'm sorry, you're gonna see indications something's not right. I have 4 children. They all have very 4 different individual little personalities.
mhm,
I am the mother that if we got a speech problem, we got a speech impediment, we can't
mhm,
hear, we can't see, we are not properly, we're having little meltdowns, anything that's going on, well, I'm not
mhm.
gonna sit back and wait for that shit to subside on its own. No, 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 let's go get some help, right? Let's go figure this out, find tools to help us
Oh,
whatever
yeah.
we're dealing with. That's
Mhm.
me. So I don't get a lot of parents who and then I say, you coddle them and coddle them and coddle them, and then at 18, you unleash that onto society. And then we get all these young adults running amok. People want to say, well, they're just babies, they're young. Somebody just turned them loose on the world, unready to face the world. This right here, I don't get it either because if my son did all that, and Dolphin, and I was honestly shown proof like
Yeah.
that, my conversation wouldn't be like this. It
I
would be a
mean,
whole
I
different
wouldn't be
thing
sending
going down.
his ass money on his
No, no,
commissary,
no, no,
nothing. I
nothing.
would've been like, "You made your bed, you're gonna lie in it." You know what I
You
mean?
didn't
Like,
just make your bed. What you did was the worst of the
I
worst.
mean, beyond, exactly. You
It's the
know?
worst of thing you could possibly do. The child you were in a position of trust.
Mhm,
You were left in a position to care for this child. I don't even care if you're the damn neighbor down the road and you had no contact with that
yeah.
kid except for that one day you decided to kidnap, rape, murder, and beat all the things.
Mhm,
But you were the child trusted you. That's the whole point. And you took advantage of that and did all of these things for years. And it is in the documents how this man got this 7-year-old little girl to do exactly what he wanted while he videoed it. And to get her to do it,
mhm.
he told her she could have game time on his
Yep.
phone with a specific game. And she did it.
This case is maddening, because and then
So
Jen,
maddening.
on the other hand, This heifer is sitting in the police station with the two detectives. They show her the photos of him abusing her daughter, right? And, she acts like, "Oh, well, I don't recognize, his genitals." You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah,
you were
she didn't know
the
it because
man,
she
weren't
never
you?
saw it.
That doesn't
That
look
was
familiar to you? Like, what?
all I could conclude from that whole exchange was she never saw the damn thing. I saw it, and it's
No,
completely
no.
uneventful, but,
Mm.
yeah, she didn't recognize it, and then
And
she was
she had no change in attitude. It's like it didn't even really phase her. You
she's
know what I
like, "Yeah, but
mean?
that's not murder, remember?"
What did she say? She said, "But that's okay." But what did she say? But
That's I forget her exact wording, but
she
you're
said
right.
something because she dismissed it.
She
You know,
dismissed that and said, "But that's not murder.
that's not bad. That's what she said.
Someone
She said,
still coulda
"Isn't that what it
kidnapped her."
was? That's
Yeah,
not bad, but something else, right?"
yeah.
Gosh,
And that's when she said, "But that's not murder, someone still could have kidnapped her. That
hmm
aside, somebody
that's
else took
separate.
my daughter and killed her, not him."
hmm
But then she's over there telling Stefan's dad, "We need to get a
You
lawyer
need
for
to get a
him
lawyer. Yeah.
because of what you saw, those photos you saw. You're willing to go get that man a lawyer now?" I'd
hmm
be like, "Where's the bullet store?"
Yeah.
Ugh.
Yep.
Yeah.
I would just be
The
like, "Oh,
circuit
where's
going
my
on.
purse? Excuse me.
Right?
I'll be back."
Yeah. Excuse me. I gotta go
hmm
pick up a little something, something. Be
Yeah.
right back. 3 hots in a cot. Here I fucking come.
Yep. She
Y'all
needed a
gonna
place to stay anyway.
I'm gonna need some commissary, y'all. Fuck. That's all I
Okay,
require.
I'm done.
Just a little bit of commissary. That's all I need.
Ah,
Outside of
Jesus.
that with the other social media and YouTube shit, what have you, but we don't pay attention to that because
They
it's
don't pay attention to all this social media, YouTube shit. Liar, liar, pants on fire. That's all him and Deb did was consume what YouTube was saying about them.
just a bunch of drama and a lot of people
Oh, what happened to Salty? Mm, you guys can still hear me? Looks like maybe she dropped out for a second. Sorry, and I'm just still sitting here eating and trying to calm down. Um, you can hear me, Butterfly?
Night.
Oh,
Uh,
there she is.
oh gosh, was it messed up? Am I
hmm
back? Oh, okay.
Um,
Can you guys see me?
I can't see you. Can you hear
But you
me?
can hear me. Okay. I can
Yes, I can hear you.
okay. On my phone because I have it pulled up on my phone to keep an eye on chat, and I just see you on the screen on my phone. But when I look at Restream on the PC, I see the video still. Oh, there it is. Okay.
Oh, okay.
Now I'm in sync. It's a little bit off sync. Did I go out for a minute? Because
Yeah,
I
you.
was on mute getting coffee across the room, and so I didn't know that. Okay, but we're back. Okay, so he said he's alone when it's quiet at night. He's alone with his thoughts, and that's when he gets emotional. And I'm thinking, what what's got you emotional? The thought of going to prison, or the thought of what you did? You sick.
Neither. Well, the prison part probably bothers him more than what he
Oh
did.
God, he's terrified. His little weenie ass.
He should be.
He should be really terrified. And go tour the prison.
Mm.
I want to go see with my own eyes. What's he up against?
spoken with you, and you obviously know what you're up against.
Yep, it's not pretty. I can't speak to specific details about it, unfortunately, because they do record these calls and
They record these calls. Yes, they do. I'm sorry to interrupt again, y'all. Tamara Marie, welcome to Lead Investigators. Thank you. Welcome in. Sarah, welcome in. Welcome in, beautiful. All right, let's play. So they're aware now they're going to be recorded, but Stefan's dad talks about how things are being leaked. This is being leaked, not realizing it's called Florida Sunshine Law, sir. Nobody's leaking shit. He thinks that somebody at the jail's like selling stuff to, I guess,
Oh.
YouTuber. Yeah. Yeah, they're
Mm-hmm.
going to come. They even talk about plunder, but they call her Blunder.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I've heard them call her that before.
Yeah.
There are definitely going to be people that are listening to my recording. So I can't get into specific details about it, but yeah, it's
One of the roommates said to him about him washing laundry. The roommates didn't really have a lot to do with Stefan. And then one of those roommates unfortunately found out during the investigation that according to what was on Stefan's phone, the investigators showed it to her. It's in the documents. He was putting his phone under her damn bedroom door, recording her too.
Bathroom door. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
it's not looking great. So they're going through the process right now, like discovering everything. We're going to see just how bad the damage is going to be and what we can do to mitigate it. But
Nothing you can do to mitigate it.
No, I mean, obviously they pulled a lot of
Traumatic brain injury is not going to be enough to mitigate this shit.
Mm-mm.
information off your phone.
Yeah.
And, so not much you can do about that. Of course, the total number of charges, so it's going to be very overwhelming.
Right? All that stuff they pulled off your phone, Stefan, is going to be
that's
very
how he just
overwhelming.
summarizes it. Come on.
Very overwhelming, son. You think, Daddy? Well, hell, the 35,000 CSAM images that came out of your storage unit on a computer, like that wasn't enough. Remember, you were at like 35,000. You asked that cop. The cop's like, yeah. And then he said, unfortunately, sir, we'll probably never identify those 35,000 children.
Jesus.
Outside of Madeline Soto, the one he had his personal hands on. So who was looking at the ones inside the storage unit? Was it just Stefan?
Overcome.
Yeah, they're using the shotgun method. They're throwing everything at the wall and I guess seeing what's going to stick.
Yeah.
As far as the other case is concerned, they're still investigating it. So
that is another huge thing that should piss so many people off. Not only did Stearns have his grubby little nasty hands on one personal little child toy of his own, but he's over there with 35,000 images of other children.
Yeah.
Where did those images come from?
Exactly.
Who the hell put them out there, and who's doing it to those children? Where are they?
Yeah.
That is a sick feeling to have to sit with, that's how many sick individuals there are out there. He's not the only one.
Yeah, I know. See, even Butterfly is saying this whole conversation is so nonchalant.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, it's not a huge deal. Like,
That's what I don't get. You know what I mean?
As long as you don't go down for murder, we're good, right? Everything else is like, well, it's Jen's fault. She allowed it. It's fucking both their faults. No grown man is going to say, honey, this is not a good idea for your daughter to continue to sleep with us. If I'm going to live here and be your partner, that's what a grown man would do. Honey, you need some parenting tips. Not a good idea.
You remember his mother said something about them trying to let the girl sleep with them when they were at the parents' house, remember?
Yes, and the
She
documents,
said it just
her
wasn't right.
conversation. Yeah, she's told that to the police officers, right, in her statement, that she had mentioned to them that the way they allowed Maddie to be with them was not right. And Maddie apparently spent a lot of time over there with Deb, like hanging out together when they lived there and such. So there were, the red flag. What was Jen Soto? Good God, we can't with you. We know. We know you know. We know you knew.
Any chance?
No.
Nobody
My
believes.
life, so it's every man for himself at this point, as far as I'm
What?
I said, no,
What?
I'm fighting for my life here, so it's every man for himself as far as I'm concerned.
Every man for himself.
Yeah, I mean, everybody. If I had known about that interview Tuesday morning, you and I would have had a different conversation when I got there, or long before then. But nobody believed any of that interview that participated in.
Really?
Nobody believed it, and I wouldn't have believed it. It's all bullshit. The the public reaction to that interview and your interview, it's laughable. Nobody believed the story, and certainly the credibility, and obviously, they questioned the credibility of you. So
I was going to say,
I
Dad,
don't
come
know where
on.
this story came from, the fabrication or what have you, but nobody believed it. And then, of course, then they have video of you. And no need to go into detail of
Oh,
that. But
no need to go into the details of the video.
Hmm.
Too bad you didn't on that recorded line, you sick bastards.
nobody's believed any of it. So the best thing to do, if you can for yourself, and you're saying everybody's for themselves, is to cooperate with the police and get on the right side of this as quickly as possible.
Get on the right side of this as
Oh,
quickly.
Jesus, I know. I'm trying not to, but I just was like, oh, God,
Girl,
these
the right
parents.
the right side of what, sir? You better get on the right side of
I
this.
don't even understand why they're trying to tiptoe around things on the phone. Okay, I understand this was last year, right? Why were they
Mhm.
even trying to tiptoe around things? This guy's goose was cooked either way. The CSAM case, he was done. The homicides, the first degree murder, he was done.
Yeah.
So y'all might
And
as well have just, talked freely and openly, you
yeah,
know?
in their minds,
Just
Jen
yeah.
is guilty as sin, and they're waiting on the charges to come down on her, which they
Dude
think
was
will
FUBAR.
lessen
Yeah,
his
no, nothing was
responsibility.
gonna lessen
They're
his.
messed up. I know, we know that.
Dad used to be a cop. Why
Well,
would
yeah,
he think that was gonna lessen this? You know what I mean?
he
Dude
couldn't have been
had
a
a
very good cop.
truckload of stuff,
He
of
couldn't have been a
evidence and
good cop.
everything.
He over here complaining about all kind of stuff, and when he talks to you could tell that dude wasn't a good cop. Then he wasn't even a cop for
Yeah.
long, so, he didn't stick with it, he went into real estate instead, so,
Yeah.
I got, whatever, but I think these 2 parents honestly thought that at some point he was gonna be like, "Yeah, okay, Jen did it," or "Jen helped me." I mean, I wondered in the back of my mind who really did do the unaliving part.
Mhm.
Will we ever truly know who did that part?
Mhm.
I'm not giving this guy any outs at all,
Right, right.
but I had to wonder at some point, especially as more and more came out about her.
Mhm.
I had my theories of what really could have happened, but I don't know. You know, I don't know.
Mhm.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know how to really effectively do that. I mean, my attorney would obviously say, shut up until we go to trial, but
I do know this much. Something happened on that Saturday before that
Mhm.
Monday, or that Sunday night.
Oh, that he was so,
Right.
anxious and
After
asked
her
for
birthday party,
anxiety meds. Yeah.
she didn't wanna go
Mhm.
home after her birthday party. She wanted money from all of the people that came because she wanted to move out into the woods and live on her own. And then when she got home, she wanted to hide her birthday money because Stefan Stearns and her mama were known to get her money. So then they all go to bed and shit. This guy, the whole story. But something happened on that Saturday, back in Northport. His dad talks about it that triggered Stefan. Like he just went into this like the little panic attack mode and just
Mhm.
started, running around the house doing shit. And the next thing you know, he's taken off to go back over to Kissimmee.
Mhm. I
And
think that she probably told him that she was gonna tell people, like say outside of the house, like at school or somebody
Yeah,
else, or, like an
she was.
adult, with some
Yes.
sense,
Uh-huh.
outside of that apartment or whatever.
Well, she had
Yeah,
already started to say things to people at school.
because
A
she was getting a
couple of
little sassy.
She was, and then we
Mhm,
saw the reports from the teachers, right? And they had even spoke to Jennifer about Maddie's conduct at school
mhm,
and, trying to figure out was there anything going on at home, those kinds of
mhm.
things. So what did Maddie say to them? This is what another theory I always wondered. Did she say to them, I am sick of what you're doing. I can't even say y'all. I'm sick of what you're doing or whatever, and I'm out of here.
Mhm.
I'm just gonna, run away
She
because her.
definitely seemed like she had a plan, because it
Yes,
was like when she turned 13, da
I'm
da da
gonna
da.
tell
But
or I'm
she was
gonna
so
leave.
upset she didn't get money, like more money from people, or
Yes,
whatever. And
yeah,
so
yeah.
I think
Nora,
she like legit had some sort of plan and she was
yeah.
planning to do something. And she probably told him,
She probably did. That's what I'm thinking because it was
'cause
like she was
she seemed like
constantly
she was a bit of a
FaceTiming with him.
hothead, or whatever. Because
Like,
well,
she
that's
was
what Jen
growing up
said
and
about
she
her
would.
too.
Right.
Yeah.
She was
Mhm.
standing her ground. She was
Mhm.
finally fighting for herself because
Mhm.
she had no choice. It's what it felt like. If you read
Right.
all the documents that we've been reading or had read
Mhm.
here, that's the vibe you get from it. So I always wonder, did she confront them with like that? Or like, I'm gonna tell or I'm gonna leave. And he's like, oh, we
Yeah.
can't have either or, and panic set in. He did, because we know we'll never see Maddie's reports, and I'm fine with that in the state of Florida.
Oh,
But
yeah.
we know how she died, and it was strangulation. But
Mhm.
and you
See
can only
what
imagine.
Norma said? She may have started to like a boy at school and she was getting ready to talk. Yeah, that's
Well,
very
she had a
possible.
crush. Yeah, there was a little
Mhm.
boy at school, but it was, and Stefan talks about that in the documents. Then Maddie had told him about her crush or whatever, and you could tell
Mhm.
by the way he spoke about it, you know, he's
Mm.
weird. He's a weirdo.
Yeah.
Yeah, Maddie was growing up and she wasn't having it no more, and all those things would. So when you're a little child and that's happening to you, do you not even not know you don't even realize that's not normal? Okay. That young, tender age, you have no clue what's happening to you isn't normal. But as you grow up, and you make friends with other girls and you see how their fathers interact, or you remember how your stepdad was,
Mhm.
Stephen, her stepdad, and you begin to realize what's happening to me isn't normal. What do you do with that? Do you tell your mom? In this case, it would have been like, you're just making up shit, little girl.
She's in the mental hospital.
Supposedly that's the word that we hear.
I've been wondering where she was. All I heard from an officer yesterday was that they heard from the press that she deleted all her social media.
Yeah, I accidentally.
And she's what?
That she deleted all her social media.
Mhm.
Well, yeah, and we would like to, obviously take care of yours as
Hold on, I
well.
think I accidentally started that over, guys. Let me pull it back up where it was. It's almost done because we need to on. But they talked
Okay.
about. Let me pull it back up and get it right because it was almost. And I still, to this day, we all wonder where the hell is this lady at?
Yeah. And that's actually surprising that she's able to go incognito in Florida because remember what they did with Casey Anthony?
Mhm. Exactly, and people still be tracking Casey.
Mhm.
You can still find out what you want about Casey, or shit. People are all the time finding her a photo here, photo there is emerging, um, of what she's up to, and it has been that way all throughout the years. So, being here in Florida, it's shocking to me too that nobody's even got a photo. I'm not saying go stalk the lady and chase her down and do all the things, but hell, go sit. I would be, I would be looking, um, and I would probably approach her with, "Hey, how are you?" And let's have a conversation. Because if I come in all think about it for a second. People are like, why would you go in and be nice to somebody who's so evil? Well, do I go in and read technique the shit out of her and scare her into shutting down and not talking?
Yeah. She's just,
Or do I want
yeah.
part of I know, but part of me, I get it, she's a fool, but part of me wants to understand these people because she's not the only mama like that out there.
Well, you know what? I honestly, like I said, she did not, to me, seem like a woman who was interested in raising a child. Okay. And if you
No.
think about the relationship, what they've revealed about the relationship with, between her and Maddie's father, I think
Mhm.
she was trying to keep him, you know, had a baby and thought, okay, I'm going to get together with him. We're going to get married, blah, 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 whatever. And we're going to be together. But he
Yep.
was like, nope, turned right back around and went off and married his other chick. Because basically, she was a one night stand. You know,
Yes.
they were friends, but then she went to see him or
Yep.
whatever, like on the base or something when he was in the
Yes.
military.
Yep.
Yeah, and she was like a one night stand,
Yes, sir.
because he said she showed up at the bar or whatever or something that he was at or something.
That was it.
Yeah,
That's the
that
story.
weekend or whatever,
Yeah. Mhm. That's it.
Mhm. He,
And it was basically
yeah.
a one night stand thing, and she got pregnant with Maddie.
Mhm.
And then but you when you listen to Steven, her
The
ex-husband,
ex-husband. Mhm.
talk about his time with her and
Mhm.
how he had a little girl and Jen had
Yep.
Maddie, and the girls were
Mhm.
really young, and he's over here trying to work and go to school. And he would get phone calls from Jen stating, "Can you come home? I can't handle the girls. I just
She
need some
couldn't deal with
sleep."
them.
Yeah,
Mhm.
she couldn't deal with it.
She didn't want to
And
deal with them.
she didn't
Mhm.
want to. She appeared to me, okay, as a mother of 4 kids,
Mhm.
my takeaway is she never bonded with Maddie. And
Mhm.
there's a lot of mothers out there who either they're too young, too inexperienced, too selfish, or have
Mhm.
or their own mental health. A lot of them, I think, may have postpartum or whatever. I never had that after 4 kids, thank God.
Yeah.
But, something causes them not to detach or not to attach to their babies, and it's
Mhm.
a very real thing, and they don't bond the way most mothers do, and so something happens very early on in that bonding stage, and that occurs when you're feeding that newborn and making that eye contact and that baby knowing that's where that food is coming, whether you're breastfeeding or bottle feeding. There's a bond being established when you're feeding that baby. I don't know. Was Jen the mom that propped the baby up with a blanket and a bottle and never paid attention until the bottle was gone? Bless its little heart.
I know.
You know what I mean?
Probably, you know.
Probably, because there was some sort of detachment there that never occurred that should have occurred, and that's probably what led her to be completely detached to whatever Maddie might have been going through, even that sick shit, and I don't understand that. I don't understand how a woman gets to that point.
Yeah. Well, she has some issues too, so.
Well, that's what I'm saying. The I
Mhm.
don't
I mean,
know the
aside from
extent.
that.
I've heard well, we've
Mhm.
heard, she suffers from depression. I think there was bipolar mentioned. We know that she had, and PTSD, she
Anxiety.
said,
Mhm.
anxiety,
Right?
something had happened to her,
Mhm.
uh, concerning a gentleman that had
Mhm.
incident that happened that caused her to have PTSD. But you know what? A lot of people have anxiety and post-traumatic stress syndrome that will never turn a blind eye to what might be going on with their kid.
Yeah, they still, they don't lose their
Mm.
common sense, you know what I mean? Just because
No, I'm a
of
mother of
a
4,
couple of
and I
things.
have
So, yeah.
anxiety and post-traumatic stress syndrome. I'm, like, diagnosed with that shit. Um, I'm hyper vigilant about my babies, probably too much because I've lost one, right? So that caused me to be a little. I can't be like, I'm like on you all the time kind of mom, but I'm right there, right? So yeah, it's
Mhm.
a different thing, and it's a lot of us. It's hard to wrap our head around this type of woman and how it gets to a point where she doesn't give a rat's ass. How does what makes that kind of woman function? What the hell would even cause it? And let's see if it's got. Oh, did I turn the
Apologize
sound
for
off?
getting cut off yesterday and try to make a plan as to when the best times would be to call you.
And of course, you also got those people out there, grown ass adults, men and women, who seem to think that society is correct, that you cannot walk through life unless you got a partner next to you. And it doesn't matter what you got to do to get them, as long as they're there, right? Okay.
Yeah, so that's, 6 o'clock, anytime after 6 will probably work.
All right. So if I'm going to call, then just expect to hear from me at those times, but, not every day, obviously. I don't want to drain the accounts or anything, and, we'll keep it as light and casual as possible.
Okay.
Light and
Okay.
casual as
All
possible.
right. I love you guys. Stay safe. Be good to each other, and I'll talk to you in a few days, I think.
I love you, honey.
All right. I love you too.
I think we might have skipped it, I don't know. But he's telling his parents at one
Mhm.
point to be good to each other, because
Yeah.
without him there to buffer the
Mhm.
situation, and dad was like, "Oh, no, we're stronger now, we're closer now because of this." I'm like, "Oh, fuck."
No, Jesus.
Sitting there with your blonde coffee, sir, at the kitchen table with
Mm-mm.
the poodles running around bonding over what your son did to Maddie.
Mm.
All right.
Okay. Bye.
Bye.
Trauma bond.
Hello, you have a call at no expense to you from
Stephen Stearns.
this call.
Rachel, I just read your comment about your aunt being bipolar. Is she on her meds or off her meds? Or was she? Yet you said she never bonded with her daughter. Oh, yeah, Salty's coming back. Because I've got a friend, she's bipolar, but she was on her meds. And she did finally have a baby, and yeah, she definitely bonded with her daughter. Mhm. I don't think they're gonna, I don't think that they are gonna arrest Jen Soto. I think they're probably just, satisfied that they got this bum. Oh, okay. I see Carrie said she is, and she never had that problem. Yeah. I mean, honestly, I think that these people are too
Okay.
unmotivated people, you know what I mean? And that were just used to bumming off their parents or whatever. Because think about it, Jen lived in her father's townhome and whatnot. She wasn't on her own, you know.
No.
Both of them were living off of their parents and could
Yeah.
barely keep a job. So,
Yeah, because when Stefan moved into to the condo, he was in Jen's room, right? When they broke up or whatever they want to call
initially,
it,
and she
and
put
then
him out.
when he moved upstairs to room 4, then he became a tenant, and
Hmm.
Jen's dad required the rent, and then Stefan's dad was paying the rent. And then he got tired of paying it,
One
told
dad
him,
to the other.
"Pack your shit and move back to Northport, and I'll give you a job." So
Hmm.
that's what he did. And that's when improvements began slowly with Maddie at school, according to the school and to the documents that we read.
Right.
That during that time that he was back in Northport, Maddie was more awake in class. She was more alert. So then you got to think, okay, well, why suddenly is Maddie more awake and more alert in class when Stefan's not living in the house? But before, when he was there, she was asleep in class all the time. Because he wasn't there to
Yeah.
dope her up on something all the time? I don't know, it's a
Hmm.
theory. And so, she was, showing a little bit of improvement, but I think he was still coming back for whatever reason. Jen was calling it to help her. And then
Mhm.
Jen told the cops that they were working on a plan to get him back to Kissimmee and to get
Oh,
his job back with Disney, remember? But he had to wait 6
because she needed a
months.
live-in babysitter, you
Yeah,
know?
she needed that
Yeah.
good sleep, and all of
Mhm.
a sudden, she wasn't getting that shit with him all the way back in Northport. She had
Right.
started a new job, remember? She's got
Mm.
that
That
new,
what
again, new
first couple of days of training that she
part-time,
had to be
yeah,
at, that she had to miss her daughter's
her
birthday.
part-time
Yeah, that woman just makes me so mad.
training done for him. I'm
Oh, here we go.
I'm losing connection left and I'm sorry, I'm for some
Wait.
reason the past couple of minutes I'm
Oh,
losing
you're
connection.
good. Which he said that we're triggering her in a good way.
Now, get onto. Hey, I'm back. Okay, I may have to close this
Uh-huh.
down and start again to see if I can get things to clear up because it's I'm coming in and out.
Okay.
Um, I get a little
You're
notification that
strong
says,
now.
"Oops, connection." Okay, and it shows that I
Oh,
am, but
okay.
I'm every now and again I'll get a lost connection notification back here. Um, so I can't tell if
Oh,
you guys can hear me when I see that display or not. I'm assuming you can't or hear me, so see me or hear me. It was breaking up. Okay. Maybe when that happens, y'all hear me, but it's breaking up a little. We'll try to play the
right.
Cobra.
Um, okay.
It's just
Du- du-
not
du-
working.
du. Oh, wow. Yeah, sorry to hear that, Norma. Sounds like you're better off without her. I don't know if you can hear me still. It's I see on the screen that it's like opening. My mic is opening and whatnot. Um, yeah, sometimes you just do have like a mm, fractious relationship with a mother, especially mothers and daughters. Yeah, mine just passed
Okay.
away last November, so and we were
Okay.
kind of like that too.
Are we back? Am I back? It looked like
You're
you were
back.
gone. It looked like you
Oh,
fell off.
really?
I'm like, I don't even know what's going on. I think what I need to do is take the stream down for a minute,
Okay.
try to put it back up in a few minutes because for some reason it's just going a little crazy right now. And I don't quite know why. Um,
Hold on before you take it down. Let me ask.
okay.
I wanted to know if she heard me.
Who's that?
Mhm.
What's going on? What is
Norma, I was reading
Oh,
her
okay.
comment and responding to her verbally, but I didn't know since you were gone if she could still hear me.
What was her comment or question? Oh,
It was about her mother. She said her mother has always hated me, and she would tell me she hated me. It was five of us, and we had the problem with my sister, but I got it the worst. Thank God for my dad. She left us when we were younger. Then she said that she came back after her dad passed away in '89 and lived in the same town, but she never called or invited us over. And I told her it sounds like she, was better off, and yeah.
mm-hmm.
It always
Oh,
seems like, okay, you guys did hear me. Yeah, because it always, you never know. It's like, I don't know what, like 1 out of 5 probably mothers and
yeah.
daughters have tense relationships.
This is true, and sometimes they go
Yep.
deeper than they needed to go to start with, and sometimes there's
Mhm.
toxic parents and different
Mm.
things. So bless anybody that's had to deal with those kinds of things. Um, the signal, I mean, I haven't had a notification in a second that this is
No, you're
going bad
fine
again.
now.
Yeah,
Mhm.
it seems to be
Since you
fine
came
now.
back, yeah.
But
Um,
so I can try to pull up the Coburger video feed now.
yeah, what's the Koberger video that you're talking
Yeah.
about?
Okay. So they FOIA requested and received the Stadium Way and Pullman um,
Mm.
244, 253, and
Mm-hmm.
going out and then coming back in, those cameras.
Oh,
So
okay.
I do want to get to those. We dropped the link earlier. We'll drop it again to Plunder True Crime. And to if you guys want to finish the Stearns parents' calls, she has a video, and what she did yesterday, last night, so like I said, she was busy because she
She
dropped the
was.
she dropped the Koberger video, and
Mm-hmm.
I watched that, or I was kind of like half asleep or whatever. So I'm watching that, and I felt like just a little while later, this Stearns thing dropped. I was like, "What is that?" So I look at that, and I'm like, "Oh, that's phone calls." So that's where I got these two things from last night. I was going to go, there's links to go download the Koberger video directly, but it was going to take like an hour to download to the PC on my shitty Wi Fi connection right now. So I didn't do it. But we're just going to take a look at Plunder's video. Now, before we get started on the video, if anything happens and it just will not work and it's driving me insane, we're going to take it down and bring it back up a few minutes later and see if we can get it to clear up.
Okay.
So this is a FOIA request from Brian Koberger's case where let me bring up the probable cause affidavit first
Mm-hmm.
and read it. Let's revisit it about what it says. Let's revisit the Koberger case, which is something I've been an angle I've
Oh
been wanting to take
God.
for a while. Girl, people want
Mm.
to unpack the case. Well, we'll fucking unpack it.
Yeah, I was
Beginning to end. All
what do you
right.
call it? I was watching a live, was it last? No, not last night, the night before last. Yeah, I was watching Jules and she had something that
Okay.
seemed interesting. She was talking about the Mandela effect
Oh
where
yeah.
people like think they remember something being a certain way and then
Mm-hmm.
they find out way later no it actually wasn't like that, and they're like no but I thought I saw this, I thought I heard this, whatever. So we were going through a bunch of stuff and looking at body cams and she was talking specifically at first about the knife where the steak knife was that Hunter Johnson had and
Mm-hmm.
everything, whether it was
In
at
his
the top of the
pocket or
steps versus the in his pocket, and yeah, or and then how did it get to the table and all of that. So, but oh, and that guy Outcast, that channel that's just popped up or whatever, he
yeah.
has body cam footage that's synced. So like four different squares all at the same time, showing you like
Of the
Nunez,
different
Warner,
officers.
Snyder,
Okay.
mm-hmm, mm-hmm,
Okay.
and it's all at the same time. And so it's like, okay, great, great. That was very interesting to see like Nunez in the top
That
right corner because he was the
yeah,
first one to walk in, mm-hmm,
that would be interesting to see. That was on
mm-hmm.
Outcast channel. Yeah,
Yep.
they put out a lot of the body cam stuff, right?
Mhm.
Or they have had
And
their yeah.
yeah, and uh, so in so I think it was Nunez and Warner. Yes, that were the first two people in because Warner was the guy that was running up the steps and he told him to slow down because he
Mhm.
was trying to tell him it was a crime scene because he was still thinking unconscious person. But when they turned and went into Xana's room, on Nunez's body cam, they had the black box redaction and they also redacted all of the audio. But on Warner's body cam, they didn't. Like, not all the way. Like, they started it a little bit later, and you heard
Right.
him ask, um, what has he got there? Is what he said. And so we were like, "Oh, wait a minute. I didn't notice that before," you know? And
He
so
says, "What do you got there?"
no, what does he have there? Or whatever.
Right.
Well, no, he
What
said
does he have? What is
he said, "What's he got there?" That's what he said. He's like, "What's he got there?" Because he was talking to Nunez. And so Jules, because she was hosting the show, she was like, "Who was he talking about? Was he talking about Hunter?" Because Hunter's behind them. And so I'm typing in chat. I'm like, "No, because Hunter's back behind them. He had put the knife on the table, already, and he was just still hanging out back there because they told him to stay back there, right?" I said, the screen is redacted, which means their body cams are facing in towards Xana's room. They're still in Xana's room. So what's he got there that they're talking about, they're talking about Ethan. And so I'm like,
Yeah.
dang, I want to know what it was that they were looking at, you know? So there were like a lot of little things like that, as we were all like chatting and she was showing different things and then we were chatting because she had forgotten certain things about the case and, we're in chat answering or
Mhm.
whatever. And I was like, mm, yeah, there are some things that I want to talk to you about because I was like, oh, wait a minute. That's
Okay,
interesting.
I saw the rumblings about
Mm-hmm.
that, but I haven't looked at it yet to figure because I'm
Mm-hmm.
yeah. So that's cool because I'm kind of curious as to what that whole angle was even about. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Uh, Hunter and his damn steak knife. Jesus Christ! All right,
Well, yeah, the steak knife, I'm not like, yeah,
I know,
yeah,
I know you and
yeah.
I know. Pocket, table, stairs. I don't know.
And then, and Danger and Firefly and I were looking at something because Danger popped up with a picture of what was it? It looked like a pasta bowl of French fries, a circular pasta bowl of French fries that was to the left of the kitchen sink when the officers walked in initially, and it didn't look like there were fries in that. But then I looked at it and I said, well, that looks like calamari. And I don't know, it
Uh,
looked like some little green sauce or something in there too. But then, we were just kind of like looking at all this and I was like, yeah, I got some new observations too about stuff in the kitchen. So,
hmm.
yeah.
Interesting, because if anybody can bring anything to the crime scene that new, that would be
Mhm.
interesting. All right,
Yeah.
so I'm going to pull up the PCA
Okay.
and we're going to read a little bit about what they say about this car and these camera sightings, and then we'll look at the video.
Okay.
Okay, so
Let me.
law enforcement. This is from the PCA, page 7, for those who want to know.
Mhm.
The probable cause affidavit. Law enforcement officers provided video footage of suspect vehicle 1 to forensic examiners with the Federal Bureau of Investigation that regularly utilize surveillance footage to identify the year, make, and model of an unknown vehicle that is observed by one or more cameras during the commission of a criminal offense. Now, remember, Ann's like, the FBI people can't get it straight, all these different things. Again, then if you can't identify this car, how did you get back to my client? Right? She continued to
Right.
press that
Mhm.
issue because the PCA never really specified how they got to the client. They alluded to things, but the real reason they got to him was never in the probable cause. And Ann was trying to drive that home. Like, y'all just admit it.
Mhm.
That's where she was at with that. Y'all just admit it. But anyway, so here we are. We found him because of the car. Okay. So the year, make, and model. The forensic examiner has approximately 35 years law enforcement experience with 12 years at the FBI. His specific training includes identifying unique characteristics of vehicles, and he uses databases that gives visual clues of vehicles across states to identify differences between the vehicles. After reviewing the numerous observations of suspect vehicle 1, the forensic examiner initially believed that suspect 1 was a 2011 to 2013 Hyundai Elantra. Upon further review, he indicated it could also be a 2011 to 2016 Hyundai Elantra. As a result, investigators have been reviewing information on persons in possession of a vehicle that is a 2011 to 2016 Hyundai Elantra. Really? Investigators were given access to video footage on the Washington State University campus located in Pullman, Washington. A review of that video indicated that at approximately 2:44. Now, why would they go to WSU and ask for video?
That campus, the apartment was considered WSU campus.
I know.
Mhm.
But at this point, they haven't even told you about the query yet into the car and all that. Right now they're just telling you this part. For some reason, we go and review WSU cameras and we find this car. All right. And it turns out it's the same car over there on King Road's video.
Mhm.
They think anyway. So I think the footage she has, Dolphin, is going to be this 244 of the white sedan,
Okay.
consistent with the description of the white Elantra known as Suspect 1, observed on surveillance, yeah, at Southeast Nevada Street and Stadium Way. There's footage of that now. At approximately 2:53, the sedan is consistent with the description of the white Elantra known as Suspect Vehicle 1, is observed traveling southeast Nevada and towards SR 270, which leads from Pullman to Moscow. Pullman, Washington was provided to be the same, so that video was provided to the same examiner from the FBI. The examiner identified the vehicles observed in Pullman as being 2014 to 2016. At approximately 5:25, the sedan, consistent with the description of suspect vehicle 1, is observed on 5 cameras. Now, I don't think she has the one at Johnson Road, but she has the other ones here of him coming back in toward the complex, coming home, I guess.
Oh,
So
okay.
at approximately 5:25 a.m., consistent with the 5 cameras at Washington and WSU campus cameras. The first camera that recorded the sedan was located at 1300 Johnson Road. The white sedan was observed traveling northbound on Johnson Road. Johnson Road leads directly back to West Palouse, which intersects with Conestoga Drive. And that's the back way out of the neighborhood, by the way, when you make your escape. And then you go down Bishop towards 270. Okay, at approximately 5:27, the Elantra is observed on cameras traveling northbound on Stadium at Nevada. I think that's the footage that she has that she has on these videos. There's a couple of them, and they're during this what would be him leaving the apartments and then coming back into, and during the time frame the phone would be off too.
Right.
In his trap. So then there was a crazy map they had inserted into the PCA that you could never, what you do, you can't see that shit. November 25th, 2022, we asked area law enforcement agencies to be on the lookout for this white Elantra in the area. On November 29th at approximately 12:28 a.m., Washington State University police officer Daniel Tiengo queried white Elantra is registered at WSU. As a result of that query, he located a 2015 white Elantra with a Pennsylvania license plate. Did he? Well, he did. This vehicle was registered to Brian Koberger, hereafter known as Koberger, residing at 1630 Northeast Valley Road, apartment 201, Pullman, Washington. He no longer lives there, y'all. Don't go over there knocking on the doors. That is approximately 3/4 of a mile from the intersection of Stadium and Cougar. So that's 3/4 of a mile from the intersection that sees him on camera, right? Okay. That same day at approximately, what did his complex not have cameras of him coming and going from the actual complex? That same day at approximately 12:58 a.m., Officer Curtis with Whitman was looking for white Elantras and located a 2015. And it was located at 1630 Northeast Valley Road. Right there at the apartment? Damn. Officer Whitman also ran the car and it returned to Coburg with a Washington tag. Now, didn't the other guy say Pennsylvania? So this is in between the swap.
Right. This is after the swap.
Yep.
Because he swapped on the 18th of November.
Right. And then so we had one look at it before and one now looked at it after. Officer Whitman also ran the car and it returned to Koberger with the Washington tag. I reviewed Koberger's Washington State driver's license information and photograph. The license indicates that Koberger is a white male with a height of 6 foot and weighs 185 pounds. Additionally, the photograph of Koberger shows that he has bushy eyebrows. Wasn't that what the witness described? The fireman had bushy eyebrows. Koberger's physical description is consistent with the description of the male DM saw inside the King Road residence on November 13th. Blah, 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 blah. So we read that just to read the dates of what there are, the locations of what they cited in the PCA. And that appears to be the same footage that they've obtained now through the FOIA request.
Okay.
And we'll see if we can get it to play and all the things.
So, yeah, Jeff says in
Oh,
Nunez's body cam, you can hear the officer in the distance as, oh, saying something like, "Why don't you give me the knife?" Then you hear it placed on the table. I
is
hope you're looking for that timestamp because I really want to know.
people still trying to analyze his every move with that little steak knife?
Yeah, I guess so.
Okay, I'll continue to try to analyze Koberger's every move. And here this fucker goes, driving right out that apartment complex toward Moscow, Idaho, with a big-ass K-bar knife. Not some little wimpy-ass steak knife a boy grabbed from the kitchen just in case.
Yeah,
Hmm.
after he's checked the scanner to see if that accident is still there.
Yeah. Again, if they would release all the goods on Koberger, maybe people would quit watching all the videos on the damn friends of the people who are died. Here he comes. Stadium in Nevada at 2:43 a.m. Now, could you tell what kind of car that was? Are you an FBI expert? Should I have froze it so we could analyze it? We'll get a better view in a minute.
Oh, I can't see anything.
Oh, hang on. Hold up. My bad. My bad. Oh, shit. Get out of my way, little box. There we go. Hit the button, lady. Okay. So these are the videos that she has. So she received a message back about her request, and then she's going to, and there's no commentary in here. So, guys, shout out to Plunder. Go over and give her videos a thumbs up, please, and give her some support. Their due diligence on FOIA requesting stuff. The lab reports on the steak knife. Shouldn't they be in that big, huge dump? Okay, so here comes the car, Dolphin. Can y'all see it now? I got
Yeah.
it on. Okay.
Yep.
So this one looks like we got here at Stadium Way. Now, see down here on the right, the bottom left corner, it gives you the date, but up here on the upper right it says the 11th month, 13th. This is 2:43, and I was just looking at my notes real quick. At 2:44, they're going to have it southeast Nevada and northeast. But here it comes. That's according to the PCA thingy. But here comes the car. So y'all pay attention to the car. Now we know now what the car looks like, right? So it's kind of hard for us to be like, oh, what kind of car is that? Because we're biased because we know. But if you're not, if you're the FBI people sitting there trying to analyze this car, I mean, there was some pretty decent footage of the car, but that's still digital footage that I don't know could have convicted the guy outside of that knife sheath DNA shit. That's not shit. I mean, it was huge, but y'all know what I mean. Outside of that sheath, they only had were all these car camera sightings of this white sedan, suspect vehicle one, and cell phone data and lack of in the knife sheath. That's what they had. But apparently it was enough for Koberger. It looks like his car, don't it? Notice there's no bra on the front. That happened after.
Yeah.
That happened after.
Mm-hmm.
I think I need to add me one of them bug guard thingies. And them bugs are splattering all over my car. So Stadium, this is 2:43. These are like different angles, right? I pulled up the map Went back to the
Mhm.
old map and my old Google Maps of the apartment complex and the intersection and everything because I know it in my head, but I know a lot of people don't. So I probably should have shown the map beforehand. I meant to do that so people can get their bearings on what this is and where this intersection is located. Remember, see that little car that went by in the bottom
Yep.
part?
Yep. I saw that in the
Um,
bottom left.
yeah. So it's going to change to a different right here. Um, this angle is again at 243. This will be the southbound. I think he's going to come up from around that curve right there. So what time does the phone go off? Was it just before
Mm,
3? It was just
yeah,
before
it's
3
right.
a.m.
It's kind of like right after this. What
Yeah,
247 or I don't know. There's 247 and two. What is it? 54 or whatever.
254.
Because that's the seven
Yes.
minute gap or whatever
Oh, that.
they were talking about. I
Yeah.
think
Mm-hmm.
that's
So not
supposed to
long
be the
after
magic
these,
7 minutes.
right? The magic. I went the wrong way to dupe y'all for a minute moment.
Mhm.
Turned my phone off and turned around and went back the other direction. That moment. Yeah, sigh. That moment. So not long after these videos capture him at this intersection is when the phone goes offline. And then when it moves into him coming back into the area to go back to the apartments is not right around the time the phone comes back on. But there he goes.
That's pretty clear to me.
Yeah, me too, right? He was just a wanderer in the
Mhm.
night. Let's see.
And the plate, I guess, was too dark. It was too dark to get the plate. Oh yeah, the lights blurry.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I thought they have license plate readers though. Don't those
Not
work at
all of them.
night?
I don't know if all their intersections do. I don't know
Okay.
that they do or don't. I can't remember really from all the deep dives from back in the day kind of thing. But
Mhm.
some of the cameras can see the front license plate and some can't. One will be like, we don't see a front, we don't whatever. But you could the car itself, and look, there's no damn sunroof on that car.
Yeah.
And you can see the lines of the Elantra pretty clearly right there too on the
Mhm. And
side
you
of the
notice
body
how that
panel.
back window slopes down.
Yeah, you can see a
Yeah.
lot. Look, we ain't even men.
Mm-mm.
We don't need a man to mansplain what we're seeing. It's pretty obvious. It's a car.
Yeah, I used to go to the auto shows with my dad and my brother. So,
Yeah, I
yep,
grew
I
up
know
in
my cars.
my daddy's a race car driver. I know me some cars. It's in my blood. Yeah. Okay. There it goes. And then now this is the 527 mark when he's coming back, guys. So think about it. Now he done went over there. Everything that went down between 3 and 5 and 4 he was in the neighborhood starting at 3:26. He was on Indian Hills Road at 3:26 a.m. And then he's now returning home and that phone's coming back online. Where were you at? What were you doing? Was you out there at Wawa Wee? Uh-oh. I shouldn't have stopped her. Hold on, she'll catch up. Whoa. Zoomy. And this is a different angle. This is Nevada eastbound. See, it's a little darker, but you can tell that cars is looks to be the same car.
Mhm.
Now, it would have to be up to a jury to decide if that's the same car or not. They're the fact finders, right?
Yeah.
They would have been shown these videos. Ann Taylor and Koberger Ann stood right there in court that one time when she was demanding more. You're hiding. She's like, I have everything on the car. I was like, oh,
Mhm.
tell me more, Miss Ann. She meant I got all the
Yeah,
cameras.
Yeah.
Yeah, she went,
I
"I got it
remember.
all." You remember
Mhm.
that? In that
Yep.
hearing, they were fighting about she was
Where she
wanting
said, "I'm not
more.
talking about his car," or whatever.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, she was wanting the phone data from the FBI, more about their notes and their whatever, and wanting her TUI request for all that. But she's like, "I'm not talking about the car. I have all that. Yeah, I gotta deal with that. But I need this phone stuff too to see if it aligns with the times those car sightings are occurring." Guess what, ma'am? It does. Except for that lack of the time the phone was, I don't know, airplane mode or off. We don't know for sure. I want to see the Celebrite report. And Dolphin, in that Celebrite report, the device events you can see where Stearns multiple times outside of the Maddie
Mhm.
that time frame had reset that phone.
Mhm.
So I wonder what's different about Koberger's, right? That led them to realize he's using something else to wipe this phone other than a simple wiper reset. It's crazy.
Oh, because I said the gaps, right?
Yeah,
There's
I
data
mean,
there, but there's
data
gaps. So,
gaps.
like,
Mhm,
what do you call it? Where he had something that was downloaded, like, let's say, a file, so it's like a date and timestamp for that, but no
mhm.
activity, website activity to say, "Oh, this is when he got this or where
And
he
that'll
got
show
this."
in that Celebrite report too. You'll
Mhm.
see those gaps appear. That's so interesting to me.
Mhm. Yeah. I was like, "Oh, man, that's my jam. That's what I'm
I
waiting for."
know, it's
I
like
can't
when I
wait to look through Stearns' report
yeah, we're gonna do that
just
this
to
afternoon.
see.
So gonna do
Um
that. So this is at 528, just different angles. Here he is at Grimes, Stadium Way in Grimes,
mhm.
eastbound. Again, all this is right there around his college, WSU, guys, um, and in that vicinity. So him, coming back into the area, so it lines up with the timeline of what the video from down Pullman Highway, right, headed toward Moscow. This car is sighted a couple more times, but then that phone goes off is offline. And then there's the sightings right there at the King Road residence, right, with the phone. We've also seen the A&W footage of him passing by. They can kind of track him across town, except for leaving Moscow. Like the house itself, where he had to have gone the way with the least amount of cameras. Because if he had tracked back down Pullman Highway, we would have a lot of footage of that. And they don't. And the phone's offline. They know where it came back online at, right? All the way back in Pullman. So, what logically would you determine that he took the back way home?
I really don't see how she was planning to say this could have been somebody else's car at this time of the morning, at
Mm-hmm.
2 whatever it was before, and now 5:28. There's no
528.
traffic
There's
out there. It's
none.
not like
We're
this is broad daylight and everybody's on campus milling around. This is in
right.
a super small town, it's everybody's in
Well,
bed or partying or passed out or whatever. There's hardly any cars on the road. Like, come on, dude. Do
she
you
can
see another
say,
white Hyundai Elantra out
right.
in any of
So,
the hours and hours of stream? No.
but these here, she probably
Mhm.
wouldn't have disputed too much because they're so close to his house. But
Mhm.
you can't prove where he just came from, and you can't prove where he was headed. You
Yeah.
can only prove he was coming and going near his apartment. I'm telling you, my client was out driving around because he can't sleep.
Mhm.
So, what about all that other footage, ma'am? What about that
Yeah.
King Road neighbors footage? That's pretty
And what was it,
damaging.
Ridgeway or whatever?
And
Ridge
the
Road?
Ridge Road is allegedly what the FBI
That's
used to
yeah.
even narrow down the car even further. And then
Mhm.
and Anne cited in one of her documents or court hearings that it was the wrong way on Ridge Road because he had
Mhm.
turned around again and went back, doubled back. So
Mhm.
there you go, wrong way on Ridge Road. That wasn't
Yeah.
too hard to figure out. But in some people's minds, well, that's not his car. It's going the wrong way. Well, y'all ever busted a Huey?
Yeah. Yeah.
Ever? Let's use logic. It's like in that one video where you can, or that's not the one video, it's surveillance footage from the 1112, and Molly is literally there trying to figure out which house to go to. And as you're watching the Molly thing unfold, back there on Walenta, you see his car come back. It's creeping back there. And then you wait, you see it pass behind Jack's house and go down toward Taylor. And you're waiting on it to come into the neighborhood. Molly's right there, but the car doesn't come into the neighborhood. It continues to move on. And I was like, damn, he could see from back there because there's not a lot of foliage going down. And I know you can see from back there, dude. What did you see? Molly's car lights, flashlight? Did something make him know she was down there? Or did she just get lucky that night and miss the Idaho slasher? I don't know. What do you think he would have done if he'd have drove down there and ran into Molly?
Nothing. I don't know. He just had like
Nothing. Yeah.
blinders on or whatever. He
Mhm.
just, was on
He'd
his
have waited her
mission.
out. Right.
He, yeah, he probably didn't even notice her. I don't know. You know what I mean? I just
I
think he was like
very
hyper focused on
so
doing this and was kind of excited, and like getting amped up or whatever. I
yeah.
don't know. I mean, because the fact that he went in the house with all the lights on and stuff and whatever, just like, yeah,
Yeah.
um,
See, that was him coming through Stadium
no
Way
sense
southbound.
whatsoever.
No, I mean, I get it. I mean, I think he would have ignored her to the point where he just waited her out. What is she
Hmm.
doing? What she needs to leave, right? I'm sitting on go. I don't think it would have stopped him. I don't think he would have got out and harmed her. I think he'd have been like, "Oh shit, does she see me? Let me get the out of here." So there
Yeah.
he's at Stadium Way northbound coming through, and this is all at the 528 mark. Coming back into his territory there. Yes, exactly. We hunt for you. We hunt you fear. Okay. Brian knew his car was seen on these cameras, so what's the best way to explain it? Lie and say I was out stargazing at Wawawee. Exactly. Something he's known to do, according to Anne. Well, she said he stargazed and hiked and stuff, but as the weather turned colder, and the studies picked up at school and da 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 da. He turned it. Look at there. He turned into these nighttime drives at Stadium Way and Cougar westbound at 5:29 a.m. He resorted to driving because of the temperature and all that. Okay, he drove out to Wawawee that night. I guess nothing to see here. Except for I forgot my sheath. That's that situation. We can't get around.
Mm-mm,
If we didn't
mm-mm.
have that with some DNA all over it, um, we got probable cause. We have a car. Without the DNA, they wouldn't have got the IgG. They wouldn't have got the name Brian Koberger. And can we count on WSU over there to give Moscow this car information? Because they never did. So there's a good chance this guy wouldn't be sitting here right now in the prison if he hadn't forgot his sheath. Because I'm not convinced WSU would have ever turned that name over in that car. Because they didn't think it was relevant. In the meantime, one of the victim's sisters is attending college at WSU with the man who unalived her sister. I'm not happy with WSU. I'm sorry. Rant over.
I was gonna say, then hop on the lawsuit with the G's.
I'll go. I'm there. What do they want me to do? I don't like to. I don't want to be in court documents. Never mind.
Yeah.
They know what to do. They got this. They don't need me. Hell, if I can figure it out, they can too.
Hmm.
And what we have here is let's protect us. We've had red flags and reports about this guy creeping around right here. We got female students speaking out now. We've got professors saying things. We got one professor done come out and said, I knew if anything ever happened. Well, honey, he's a criminology major. You knew if everything, you knew if something had happened. Wow. Red flag much? They can't even sit there with a straight face and say we didn't see it coming. Because you done got a statement from a professor that says we saw it coming. Oh, okay. That was the end of the videos. All right. So it's just the confirmation videos of backing up the PCA says of him coming and going into that area before and after the crimes. And so far, that's all we've gotten. I mean, we're not getting a lot about what Koberger was doing, what his movements were, what his phone data shows, what his bank reports show, all that stuff that's still to be unredacted. He's deep into the back room of the filing cabinet with those early documents about the warrants and all of that. And Pennsylvania's not wanting to give up what they have.
Have they
Plus,
said anything recently about Hitler though? Like, what's taking so long on this last batch
no,
for
I
2025?
no, I've looked at the docket, waiting on like update and checking things, and I haven't
They've
seen
had those
anything.
since the end of October.
They've had a hot minute, and then
Mm-hmm.
they had let's see, what was
Like
the
the
last?
responses.
Yeah, didn't they have all that in by now? What they were okay with and what they
They've
weren't
been
okay
sitting on
with?
all that stuff for like a month, a little more than a month. The state was like, fine, whatever, unsealed, yada yada, redact, just personal information or whatever, here and there. So the state didn't have any big issues. The defense came back with their responses, and they wanted their responses sealed. Okay, and then nothing, and that was like back in what, October, early November, or something like that.
Yeah,
It's been a month, you know,
it's been enough time.
and nothing has
I
happened.
don't know what the defense is waiting on to how well, we know this is Ann Taylor, terabytes and all. It's taken her a minute to figure out what she wants even redacted and why. Um, if she's so concerned about all suspects and all that, like, let it out there, sister. But yeah, for some reason it's the defense, and then you have to go back to the very beginning of the case. Everybody's like, "Oh, this gag order." Well, y'all don't forget who asked for the gag order. It was the defense team, and
Hmm.
the prosecution agreed, and then the judge signed off on it, and there we are. And then we
Yeah.
had Ann cherry picking in court hearings and documents what she would allow out there outside of a gag order. Here, I can slip it in this court hearing. I can slip it in a document, and then get up there and argue. It was just crazy. But yeah, we don't need all that. I don't understand why. Are we still protecting his rights? To what? We don't have an appeal coming, so there's not like something's going to get out there that could affect an appeal. It's crazy that they're taking their time with it. I mean, a lot of courts will release those documents without redactions. You know what I mean? They're just taking it to new
Yeah.
heights over here for some reason. And what's Pennsylvania's deal? They apparently have really crappy sunshine laws, and they don't like to give out the information. And they're playing hell getting. I know Paula from Plunder put in a long time ago FOIA request for those arrest videos from Brian Koberger. We've seen the image of him sitting there in his little zip ties with the guy in full fatigue standing beside him. Where is that video? There's a video that goes with it. There's an
Hmm.
interrogation video of Brian. I've watched Rick Allen's interrogation, the Reed technique held by Jerry Holman. I saw that, so why can't I see the interrogation of Brian Koberger? Um, it's crazy that we're not getting all that information out of them about this defendant and this now convicted murderer. But we have all of these videos to analyze in the Idaho 4 case about people who didn't do anything except be there and do dumb shit maybe in between. Um, and hell, that's been looked at for years, that aspect of it, for years and years and years and years. Ha! Like, can I blame Idaho in a part of that way? Yeah, I can. For your gag order and for the fact that you're not advocating for the release of more stuff to do with Brian Koberger. And if I was the parent speaking for just myself, I don't know that I would be suing the city to shut it all down, but I would be demanding you turn over everything you got on Brian Koberger. Give somebody something to really talk about. And that's where I sit with that. You know what I mean? I'm waiting on them good documents to come down too, because I want to see more. I know he's the right guy
Yeah.
until I hear otherwise, but I need to see more about him.
So, no, hold on. We Hunt You Fear. The video for Albertsons and Costco, that is already out. That
Mm-hmm.
was released already. From his apartment, they did have the video, but then they redacted a lot of it. That was released a long, long time ago.
Oh yeah,
I think, yeah,
yeah,
photos for what was in his apartment and all of that.
yeah,
Yeah, uh-huh. Yep, yep,
yeah.
yep.
We've had all that for a long, long,
All
long,
that
long
stuff.
time.
But, so the motion to seal the defendant's response to the court's third order regarding sealed documents was sent back from the defense to the court like October 29th. Okay. And then they sealed it on the 4th of November. And then that's it. And the state's response came in like October 30th, and they
Hmm.
did not ask for that to be sealed. So, yeah, they've had this stuff for a month, over a month. You know, what has taken him so long? I mean, I know it's more documents, but come on.
I think it's part of this guy because his attorneys are still talking to him and for whatever you know, they're I guess until this shit's all resolved and the this all the stuff, the restitution stuff and anything going on. But
Hmm.
Brian Koberger, you know, I don't think he's never struck me as that guy who's just, I need the attention. He needed to be right. He needed to be. He look at the two
Right.
times he was stopped by cops, and he's challenging both officers, male and female. He he lives in a world a normal person doesn't live in. So the normal things that would jealousy, attention seeking, all those things, he doesn't feel those things.
Yeah, no, I know that.
Yeah, for him, it's
Hmm.
like control, right? So he's
Yeah.
enjoying these complaints he can lodge against the prison. Um, he's doing something, right? There's a whole study out there called penology, as
Hmm.
under the study of criminology, and it literally studies the prison system and how it moves, operates, all the inner workings, and how inmates are treated and what they get in prison, and all these things. Koberger is going to love all of that because
Yeah.
he's gonna feel like in his mind, you know, I'm over here making this difference and I feel like he's also gonna become one of these jailhouse attorneys for people and helping them write their motions for their appeals and things of that nature. You know, he's just that's the kind of guy he strikes me as. And I think that I don't know, is he playing a role in these redactions? You know, let's just play with the court a little bit longer. And I don't know what he can even say other than
I mean, but whatever they've said, it's already in. So this is what I'm still trying to figure out.
so
Like
what's taking the clerk of
Hitler
court so long?
normally hasn't taken that long, even when they've had some objections or whatever. It's generally
Okay.
been like the 14 days. 14
So we
days,
have to wait on the clerk of court to compile it, to do the redactions, because that's who's gonna do it. And I
Mhm.
don't know if you would think the holidays wouldn't have played a part in that because she's had it before then, right? So I
Oh
don't know
yeah.
what the holdup is on the
Mhm.
if there's just so many documents. Now think about how many documents there really are,
Mhm.
and then the supplemental motions within those damn documents. There's probably a lot of volume there to go through and redact. It depends on how heavily redacted the defense wanted that stuff.
Mhm.
If the prosecution's like, fine, just put it out there, and they're like, no, redact all of this, I don't know what's taking so long. Now, in Delphi, I know took getting Jody over there, the clerk of court, to do her job was like pulling damn teeth.
Right.
She had an excuse for everything. You name it, she came out with an excuse as to why her work was not complete. So whatever. So I don't know. We have to wait and see. I don't know what's taking so long though.
Yeah, but I mean, on the especially like let's just say the documents that they both agree they don't care, unseal them, right? Then go ahead and release those. You know,
Yeah, you
like
don't got to do them all at one 43 document batch like they've been moving through the doc. It was like a 40. Wasn't that what they agreed on? Like 43 in each set,
yeah, but this one's
approximately.
larger than that.
Yeah. And so then this one was going to be the largest so far, um,
Mhm.
to move through. Um, so I don't know. We'll see. And there was wouldn't all the motion and lemonies be a part of that one?
I think some, yeah,
Some
because
of
they were
them would
done back
be.
in like February and March or whatever.
Those would be super interesting to read.
I
What
know, that's why I'm waiting to get to this because
Yeah,
there's a
what they
lot
let
of
us read of
interesting
it
stuff
anyway.
in this batch. Mhm.
I mean, I don't know what Anne's not wanting us to look at, but, she's like, "Don't let them see that. They'll see that I was just, you know, throwing shit at
Mhm.
the wall," as they say. It don't work
Yeah.
like that, man. But you ain't Lauren Matthias either. We can't pick and choose. It all comes out or nothing comes out. What the hell? Control the narrative much with your redactions? I don't know. It's you
Oh,
know,
itchy.
I don't like
Yeah.
him when I don't like when they, quote unquote, "they" make me
Mhm.
feel like a conspiracy theorist. Now I gotta wonder, what are y'all hiding about Brian Koberger? Is this really that what everybody said it was all along and he's not really
I mean, his health, mental health records are in there, I
well, they
know
gotta
that.
redact all that HIPAA stuff,
Right, but then, yeah,
like
just redact it and let's go, right? I mean,
right. In
I
Maddie
don't know.
Soto's case, we have pages and pages of redactions and, like, the whole page
Mhm.
is black. That's because of what the material is. That's the CSAM photos and such. We don't need to see it. The whole page is black. If you need to do that, fine, whatever. Who are we to argue at this stage?
Right.
I mean, our arguments aren't going to be heard in the court of law, so they don't even matter at that point, um, except giving us a big headache. Because at least we're getting the documents unsealed, and that's more than I can say for other cases. Um, Apparently, like in Delphi, you have to go to the appellate courts and say, "Hey, look, we're trying to appeal. Can you please make the trial court give us everything?"
Mhm.
Yeah, that would be important information to have, wouldn't it? Yeah, hold on. So at least we're not having that problem here, and so there's that at least. I don't know. Yeah, I'm from Florida. I think it all should just be given out there or whatever. That's what I'm used to. But Dolphin, have you been looking and following any of the Brian Walsh case?
No, I keep hearing the name, but I'm not sure what the case is, and I think somebody tried to explain it to me or mentioned brief summary. Did he murder his wife or something?
Yes, what he's
Or
charged with.
somebody disappeared? What's it
Yes,
about?
she went missing.
Mhm.
Anna
Uh-huh.
is her name, and so she goes missing, and he doesn't really report her, like the coworker or whatever. Anyway, she gets reported a couple days later, right?
Mhm.
So it turns out that there's evidence that he searched up a lot of things on Google, and we have video of him doing a lot of things. So he dismembered
Oh.
her.
Oh, okay. Mhm.
So he's charged
Damn.
with murdering her, then
Mhm.
dismembering her, and disposing of her around town in
Mhm.
garbage bags.
Oh, around
Now
town. Okay.
around town, mhm.
Mhm.
So in the opening
Smart.
statements, his yeah, in the opening statements, his defense attorney come out with this, defense that okay, New Year's Eve night, they had a guest over that had dinner with the family, or them and the kids or whatever. The friend leaves, kids are in bed. He and Anna go upstairs, have adult time.
Mhm.
Um, he goes back downstairs for about an hour to clean the kitchen up.
Okay.
And when he goes back upstairs, he crawls in bed. This is what the defense attorney said in opening statements. He goes back upstairs from cleaning the kitchen. He gets in bed with his wife. He
Mhm.
reaches up, he has a funny feeling or something. He reaches over to nudge her.
Mhm.
He gets no response. So he nudges her a second time, a little harder, but
Mhm.
she falls out of the bed.
Okay.
That's when he discovers she's no longer with us.
And then he decides to do what he
Yeah, I
did
guess so.
instead
He
of
panicked
calling
and
911 like a normal person.
right. Instead of going, "Oh my God, honey, let me get 911 on the phone,
Oh, this
CPR, all the
sounds interesting. How long has how the trial has started, right?
I
How many
the
days have I missed?
just a couple of days.
Oh, okay, I can
She
catch
now
up.
Anna had a complicated life.
Mhm.
Um, he certainly got triggered. Now, Brian Walsh himself had just got through or was in the midst of facing art fraud charges, selling
Really?
Fake Andy Warhol pieces.
Oh.
And he
Oh.
was he was charged, everything he had to pay were like 400 grand in restitution.
Mhm.
And so his mom had money. She was renting the house that him and Anna lived in. So
Uh-huh.
Anna had a good job, right? So her job was actually over in Washington, D.C. They lived over in what, Cohasset? Boston area,
Right.
whatever.
Mhm.
Over there near the
She flew
Kara
back
Reed
and forth.
shit, yeah,
Mhm.
some of the same cops are testifying in this
Oh,
trial.
that's what somebody said to me.
Yes,
Okay,
yes, yes,
yes. Like,
yes.
what's
And
his name?
I'm just
Proctor? I was like,
trying
"Did they
to,
do a better job on this
yeah,
case?"
well, yeah, yeah, I'm just trying not to let that bleed over, do you know what I mean? So
Right, right.
I'm trying hard not to, couple of the cops have testified already. So she
Mhm,
gets this job over there in Washington, she makes, she's the breadwinner at this point, but he has
mhm.
to stay over in Cohasset, and that's where the kids are living, and so she's back and forth, right, between
Right.
her job and her home, and so she buys a townhouse over there in
Mhm,
Washington. The guy she buys the townhouse from, she ends up becoming friends with. One thing leads to another.
mm.
They start a affair. So during the time that Anna
Ooh,
goes
that sounds
missing,
messy.
this got real messy.
Oh
So at the time
gosh.
it's missing, she's with this other man, having this relationship. Brian's stuck in Cohasset, facing all this restitution. She's the breadwinner. The kids
Mhm.
can't leave because he's the caregiver for the kids while she's working. She was, from reports, that she really wanted the kids to move with her, right, to
Right.
Washington. Brian wasn't allowed to go to Washington.
Mhm.
So there's a big issue with the marriage now with Brian's bullshit, all this restitution. She's the breadwinner. We got to take care of these kids. And
Uh-huh.
now she also has a lover. So yeah.
Oh, wow.
And she
Was
missed
she getting ready
Christmas
to
with,
get rid of him, maybe? A
well,
divorce?
it's iffy from what
Mhm.
I can gather. Christmas Eve, she spent with her male friend, was going to go home Christmas Day, couldn't get a flight out, decided to drive, miss half of Christmas Day with the kids. So Brian's all pissed about that.
Mhm.
Then, New Year's Eve, she spends with them. There's like, did he find out about the affair, right?
Mhm.
And is that what triggered him and set him off suddenly? Um, it was all of that. So yeah, I don't. There, the fact that he can come out there and say, yes, I got in bed with her and she's not alive, and I nudge her and she falls out and she's not alive. Um, then what happens, sir? What caused you to go to Lowe's and purchase these dismembering tools,
That's
you know?
nuts.
Yes. So they had him on
Totally.
camera, girl, they got receipts, they got everything.
Oh,
Um,
good.
oh yeah, it's
Really?
all there.
Oh, good.
Yes. There's
I gotta
video of
catch up on the
him.
case then. Mhm.
Yeah, it's worth catching. A little bit
I'll
of it
catch
gets
up this
boring, of
weekend,
course.
definitely.
It gets boring as all trials do. Now, yesterday, I believe it was her lover testified.
Ooh.
Oh, yeah, so and he said, he and Anna were making plan
Mhm.
future, but he also
Oh,
knew
okay.
that she needed to
Mhm.
figure out what to do with Brian, how they
Mhm.
would move forward at co-parenting, how the two of them would move forward with blended families. I think he was married but separated.
Mhm. Shouldn't have to have worried too much about co-parenting because it sounds like he would have ended up in jail
Yeah.
because of the art forgery.
I don't know. Yeah, I lost connection for a moment. Sorry, guys. Yeah. So there,
Mhm.
a
I
little
can
bit of a
still hear you.
backstory about the case. So that's what that case is all about. But there happens to be some detectives involved, not only in the Walsh case, but they're also involved in the Sandra Birchmore case, that were also involved in the Karen Reed case. And that's, like I said
Oh,
yesterday,
right.
that's the
Right.
problem with corruption, right? It's not just
Mhm.
Karen Reed. They bleed over into the other cases. And now, is this cop Brady Giglio
Sure do.
material? Right? Shouldn't
Mm.
Proctor be on some kind of
Mhm.
Brady Giglio thing now?
Yeah.
So you have to worry about those, because if this case is on the up and up, right? And this guy, yeah, unalived his wife, or found her dead, whatever, but then chose consciously to do what he did. Now, do we need that case being tossed aside because of this rogue cop situation over here in Canton Town and
Mm.
surrounding areas? No, we don't. Does Sandra Birchmore deserve absolute justice? Yeah. Is
Yeah.
there screwy cops in that case? Yeah, there could be some shadiness going on there as cops doing bad things, right?
Mhm.
So that's just, yeah, it's sad when people like Anna have to be at the mercy of potentially bad cops, right?
Mhm.
That
Yeah.
could blow
Spe
their case.
What is the other because I've been out of pocket this week. What about, the Celeste Rivas case and, Anna Kepner? Anything new with
As
them?
far now, Plunder did a video recently on the Kepner situation, and I think from what we're understanding, because I've read a couple of things on the news articles as well, Anna's dad is like distancing himself from the stepmom and the stepbrother, and is outright he knows the stepson did it. And now,
Oh, okay.
yeah, and I didn't watch Plunder's last video because
Mhm.
I kind of feel like it's about that, what I had been reading about. I just hadn't took the time to watch it yet. But she
Right.
does have a video over there about that as well. And so I don't other than that, and I think today though, Dolphin was the uh hearing on the custody arrangement for
Oh, his
the
wife
bio
and
mom, yeah,
yeah,
the
and her
16-year-old,
ex.
yeah, the bio moms to the 16-year-old boy. She has the 9-year-old daughter, and
Mhm.
her ex, they had an emergency hearing a few weeks ago. They were
Mhm.
due back in court today, and I think Anna's dad, from what I heard, was dodging or not wanting to be there today because they said in the emergency hearing they may call him
Mhm.
and they may call the 16-year-old. And that's when the
Mhm.
judge said, you can't call that 16-year-old until you go through me. You got to file something and I got to sign off on it. And then the judge reminded them, if there's an open criminal investigation, you may not want that 16-year-old near,
Right.
right? On a
Right.
witness stand to testify to how mom is screwed up and can't take care of the 9-year-old, whatever.
Did you
So
bookmark that case? The custody case or whatever?
I
Are there
think
documents online or
I
'cause I know that
I have to
the
check.
mom was trying to get
Yes.
everything sealed, but I
Yeah,
don't
the
think they've
mom
ruled
was
on
trying
that
to
yet.
get things sealed, but I don't know that they did with the that's to do with the, her case here
Mhm.
in the custody court case. But I don't know
Mm.
that they did or didn't yet. I'll
Mhm.
have to go check around online to see what I can find. I don't remember. I know where to go look. But, and as far as Celeste case, last we heard grand jury.
Right. But that was, like, what, a week or 2 ago?
Girl,
What's
it can
taking
take
them so long?
it can take a grand jury. Now look, if they're getting grand jury subpoenas,
Mhm.
'cause they got the subpoena power. If
Mhm.
they're getting subpoenas for certain, things, which I don't know what that could be, phone data, records and stuff, I don't know. How long is
Mhm.
that all gonna
Oh,
take,
the
right?
data from the Tesla too.
The Tesla data, exactly,
Mhm.
that I thought about, are they going more in depth than what they could retrieve,
Mhm.
right? Um, going into all these different warrants that they now have subpoena power for.
I
So
hope
I
they're
don't
digging
know.
into Santa Barbara too.
Exactly, they're gonna look at that. You can bet they'll look at, the records from that trip
Mhm.
and see
Mhm.
really what's behind that, if there's anything to that, because that can't be the only place the dude went between the time that child disappeared until the time she was found in that car. So what is so significant about that particular road trip?
Mhm.
Like, I know that's not the only place this dude went between then and then, so what's so important about that one time? So, yeah, that's as far as I've heard. 'Cause I'm trying to stay out of the noise. I know for a minute there, it was a media went like, "Well, you said you
Oh,
can't even
yeah,
trust." I'm
frozen,
like,
not frozen, right? Yeah.
whatever all that is, y'all
Mhm.
you trust your source, you trust yours, and I'll fall in between the middle of y'all, okay? Until I get a document in my hand, I don't know what's up either, frozen, unfrozen, I don't know.
Right.
I know what Joseph Scott Morgan has said about the
Mhm.
technicalities of that, and I'm gonna have to go with that versus talking heads like me trying to figure out if she was frozen or not. I didn't see it, so I couldn't tell you.
Yeah, yeah.
Until
Ah,
then,
that's crazy. So
yeah.
nothing's still
And then there
on that
appears to
except
be
that
some
that's
sort of
started.
I'm sorry.
Mhm.
There appears to be that little political war between the coroner's office and the
Oh,
LAPD.
yeah, yeah, because
There's
they,
that whole
I
thing.
don't know, have, like, I don't know, have sworn blood vengeance out on each other, right, for the
Well,
past few
and I
years.
said when I read that document of them wanting to, put the brakes on what the coroner was releasing, I'm like,
Mhm.
this is giving political something another, right? Versus
Right.
anything else. And upon a little further investigation and research, yeah, there's some issues between the two agencies, but whatever. I'll let them hash that shit out, But yeah, so there's that on top of, other things. So
Right.
there's a lot of shit, still speculation, but what are we going to do? We're going to
Mhm.
speculate, right?
Yeah.
About that whole situation because it doesn't make sense to any of us what takes so long, or in this case,
Especially this case. Like,
exactly,
geez, like, what are you waiting for?
exactly.
And that trial, I wanna see that trial because I wanna know what is it that they found in the house that the police left? The farm equipment or
The
whatever,
farm equipment that Steve spoke of, he said that that wouldn't even normally be in a house like that. I'm thinking,
like
"Whoa,
that, right in that
well,
area. Yeah,
okay, well,
so
I know farm equipment,
okay, now
my mind went nuts with
mhm,
different types of farm equipment it could possibly be. Steve wouldn't elaborate on that, but
mhm,
Steve Fisher
right,
also went on TV and said, "I know who moved the Tesla." Okay,
mhm,
well, did y'all the only way I can explain that they didn't see anybody actually put her in that car is was that car ever in the garage at one point,
oh, probably, mhm,
right? And you could put a body in the car at that point and nobody see you if there's no cameras in there. And there's apparently not cameras in that house. So or that worked anyway. Um, so then when you're outside of those little garage doors, what do you got? Cameras everywhere. So but you can see but he said, "I can see we know who's driving that Tesla, who moved it." And I'm like, "Well, what else do you know about that person?" Right? What else do we know about them? Are they now a person of interest? Because they would be if I was a cop. You gotta tell me
yeah,
why you're moving this car. When's the last time you've seen this person? There's a lot of unanswered questions there. And I feel like it's because it's more than well, there's a couple of things. I feel like they not know if she died accidentally or was it on purpose? That's one thing to
mhm,
figure out. Also, we also now know something was done to her after she died, right? She was
mhm,
moved, either she was dismembered or not. We whatever. Well, y'all get Joseph Scott, and it doesn't take a genius to figure this out. The bones will
mhm,
have tool markings.
right,
Regardless if that body was there long enough to separate naturally, that doesn't mean it was dismembered. When bones fall apart and the skeletal remains begin to fall apart. So there's
yeah.
going to
Didn't the
be
medical
evidence.
examiner's office say, though, that she was dismembered?
Yeah,
If it's coming from them, then they saw that,
exactly. They
like,
would have
yeah,
to see evidence of that. They're not
mhm,
just going to say that based on the fact that the
because
body wasn't
pieces were
intact,
separated.
right?
Yeah, exactly. Mhm.
Right. There's gotta be more to that. So and there would be evidence of that, and that stuff like that would be easy to prove. Intent, that it's just like in the Walsh case, going to that extent when somebody is I mean, do they think it's easier to get rid of a body if it's not intact? Then you go to that level of that's disgusting. It's bad enough that you killed the person. Now you're gonna go do that? Where what kind of mindset is that?
Yeah, I just don't know. You gotta have something definitely missing to do something in
Talk
you to
about
do something like
detachment,
that.
right?
Yeah,
Could
yeah,
you compartmentalize that enough to say, "Ah, this is not really happening, this is not me, I just gotta
nope,
do this." No.
mm-mm.
I man, that takes a lot of, something that I don't think I got all that in me. Um, hey,
Yeah.
Hawkeyes, welcome in, welcome in. Taking an early break from your job, and that may be a little alright, we're having is it Friday?
Yeah, I think so.
It is
Yep,
Friday.
it is.
Okay, I had to check, y'all know me. I look, I had to check. All I know is my kiddo turned 19 yesterday, so
Oh, nice.
yeah, he's growing up on me. I think he got a tattoo.
You think?
Yeah, he said he wanted to go get a tattoo, and I'm like, what kind and where? All the things. I'm not opposed to it. I just want
Mhm.
you to make good choices. So
Oh,
he already
yeah.
has one. He has one on his back shoulder, and it's not anything bad. So I'm like cool with that one. But I don't know about the. I don't know. He's 19, girl. It could be anything. I don't know. But it's not bad. He hasn't sent
Did
me
you
a
see what?
picture yet, so I don't think he. I don't know if he went
Mm,
last night or not. He said he was going to go today, but
uh-huh.
I don't know.
Mm. Did you see this comment that Rachel had about the drywall?
Let me get to it. Let me
I
look
don't
at.
know. She said the hole, her husband said the hole in the drywall definitely looks like he stepped through. Hubby has patched many. Hole in what drywall? Which case?
Okay, butterfly. I'll check. So wait a minute. Talking about the hole that cut out in Maddie's room? What are you talking about?
No, because we were talking about the Walsh case. Then we switched and we started
Oh,
talking about the fool, what's
oh.
his name?
Well, they
David.
have
What drywall? Is that
what
in the
try?
Walsh case?
They were showing evidence of things like carpet and stuff. Oh, Rachel, we went through that this morning. We did. I remember. We remembered here this morning. We did a whole piece on that at the top of the show.
Oh,
Um,
yeah.
read an article about it and let everybody know who Peaches and the baby was. Um, and yeah, he was arrested. Waiting on his extradition now. So unrelated to what Gilgo is. Um,
Mm, Real Happy just said Walsh had a hole in the ceiling.
hold on 1 second, guys. I'll be right back.
Okay. Yeah, no, I'm not really familiar with the Brian Walsh case at all. So, um, who's showing the trial? Is it like court TV or Law and Crime? That's what I would need to know to like start to watch the trial. Let's see. Oh, okay. Massachusetts mom murder trial, Law and Crime trials on YouTube, and then Court TV. Looks like they have it too. Okay. Whose side is looking better, like stronger so far? Is it the prosecution or the defense? I'm just curious. Oh, okay. Yeah. I don't even. Oh, that's what he looks like? Wow. Okay. Interesting. I don't remember seeing this guy. Okay. Defense Diaries. Yep, yep, yep. Okay. Grizzly. Gotcha. When I usually watch, oh, Emily D. Baker. She's doing it. Oh, shit. Day 5 today is cell phone testimony. Emily D. Baker has it on live right now. Okay. Oh, yes, cell phone testimony. That's good. Uh, yeah, okay. I'm definitely catching up on it then. Like I guess starting today and then over the weekend so I can be good for Monday to get back into it. But this trial probably shouldn't last too long. It doesn't sound too complicated. Well, actually, I take that back. You guys said it's the same police force or whatever, some of the same cops as the Karen Reed trial. So who knows? Those guys might bumble something. Who's the
Okay.
prosecutor for this one?
Um, I can't remember the prosecutor's name on this case.
So it's
But the
not one
date.
of the ones from Karen Reed?
Oh God, no. And the
Oh,
judge is
okay.
not the same. It's not Judge Bev, but
Oh, thank you.
the courtroom gives me anxiety because it looks like it, and then that they've been showing the different OnlyFans spinning
Mm, yeah, I
occasionally.
see
Yeah, I'm
one.
like, no,
Hmm.
no. I'm like, no.
They're
Uh,
doing cell phone testimony. It said it continues today.
he
Because I
had a
was
lot of
looking
Google
to see where
searches
it
that were,
was.
yeah, he had, so Walsh had a lot of incriminating Google searches as well.
Mm-hmm.
Um, let me,
13 days. Ooh, thank you, Rachel. Uh-huh.
he
Oh,
had a
Grizzly
lot of,
has it all time stamped. Oh, thank you.
yeah, she usually, oh, the trial. or
Because I want
so
to
far.
start watching
Yeah.
it and catch up. So I'll be ready to go for Monday to, see.
Yeah, Court TV's got like day 1, 2, and 3 and all that, and there's
Hmm.
different channels out there who have it doing it. And I've just been catching some of it here and there when I'm not doing anything else. I'll go and if I'll go catch up on certain testimony I'm watching, but I'm really waiting to hear the defense tell why he decided to dismember her and take her around town. Are they
Yeah,
going to
I
say
want to know what they came up with to explain that.
yeah. I mean, the rest of it to me, it's just going to show proof he was doing what he was doing. He was doing all the crazy Google searches. He was mad about everything, right? You know,
Hmm.
he's going down. He's all busted about selling fake art and stuff. Whatever. Dude's a loser. But how's
Hmm.
he gonna, from a defense standpoint, just come out of the gate in opening statements and say, yes, she passed. Now the state still hadn't proved at that point she'd even passed. There's no body.
Hmm.
None of hers ever been found.
Right.
So, but then he comes out of the gate and admits, "Oh, yeah, she's no longer alive." But then what, right? I'm like, "Well, how do you justify that? So what happened after that?"
Did afterwards. Yeah.
So you got all these incriminating searches about certain tools, about how to dispose of things, about all that shit, and then
Hmm.
the phone stuff. Yeah, like Rachel's saying, like something like 50 Google searches. His goose is cooked, dude. It's a
Yeah.
matter.
That's
It's
not
a
normal
matter of explain.
behavior.
No, nothing about any of the evidence they got. It's like a dead ringer. This jury's going to convict him hands down.
Hmm.
I'll be shocked if they don't. It'll be like we live in an upside down world. But
Yeah.
it's just how's he going to explain what he did once he discovered she was dead?
Mm.
I don't understand a defense for that, you know? So that's where I'm sitting with that case. But the rest of it's interesting testimony just to see how what he was thinking, right?
Hmm.
And it sets up that it wasn't I'm going to kill her on a whim, or do you know what I mean, in the heat of a moment argument, because the friend that was over, so after the friend leaves New Year's Eve night, which is around 1:30 and 1:30
Hmm.
in the morning,
Yeah.
then Brian says that the next morning, New Year's Day, Anna gets up and she has to fly back over to DC for a work emergency.
Okay.
Work is like, no, there's no work emergency, and we don't know where she's at, right? They sounded the alarm,
Hmm.
not even him, you know? So, but the friend said that there was nothing going on at the dinner that made him think something was even wrong, that they seemed normal and happy and things of that nature. Um,
Hmm.
Rachel says DNA will help once we see that on all the stuff. And I don't even think they need DNA in his case, Rach.
Oh, in the
The-
garbage bags.
yeah, to see if he's, of course, getting his DNA attached to something at the
Oh,
scene
PI.
is huge. But so is I found my wife in the bed like that, and then what? Like, I don't even care about the evidence at that point. Then what happened, and why did you do all that? Because you got to go on now. You can't just stop there. Because now we know that you did all these other things. Here's the evidence to prove that. Now explain why you did it. And I'm waiting on that part of that defense in that particular case. You know what I mean? It's
Yeah.
crazy. It's just crazy to me.
I would like to hear him explain where he did it.
They think the basement of the home, because
Oh,
there was a sheathing, like the plastic sheathing put out. There
so
was
he's like,
carpet
"Oh, let me just
pieces.
make a little Home
Yeah.
Depot run, right? Pick up a
Yes.
tubing,
Yes.
carry
Mhm.
her down to the basement." Damn,
Yeah.
there are some cold people in this world.
Yeah, he didn't need to go to Santa Barbara. You know what I'm
Wow.
saying?
Yeah, really.
Um, he just went down to the basement instead, because she never left the house. Sometime New Year's Eve night, once that friend left that house,
Mhm.
that's when he did what he did, whatever he did in that house to his wife. Um, so there he did. Then did he decide, oh, I need to come up with a plan? I better do something. Oh, I got a plan. Let's take her apart and put her in bag. That's real. Who the hell does that? And you
Yeah.
must not. I mean, that's crazy. And then he's told the cops that morning, that New Year's morning,
Mhm.
that when Anna got up to get ready to leave for the day to take her Uber to the airport, that their oldest boy got up early and actually interacted with his mother. And
How old is the
she's,
oldest boy?
I can't remember right offhand how old, because the cops were telling Brian in one of the interview videos that they
Mhm.
wanted to talk to the kids, right?
Mhm.
They were going to bring the kids down. They have a house set up, not at the department like a cold, sterile police room, but like a
Mhm.
house set up where you bring kids,
Mhm.
witnesses and victims and such, where they're comfortable. And it's like a little house set up
Oh,
and they
okay.
can talk or whatever. So they were wanting to bring those 3 kids in, and I know one of them was, like, too, young, but, one wouldn't have known anything. But he
Mhm.
claimed the older one was, like, 8 or 9, Dolphin, maybe, so because he had an iPad. So, he claimed that little boy saw his mom and interacted with, her, and she said goodbye to him.
Oh,
But
6, 4, and 2, Forrest
6,
said
4, and
at the
2. Okay,
time.
thank you, Forrest. 6, 4, and 2. So 6 is not that old, I mean, but it's old enough to know if you
Probably
saw
old enough to
mom that
remember if you
morning.
saw, yeah, yeah.
Right, you're gonna remember if you saw mom that morning. So I'd be interested to find out what that kid actually said about, "Yes, I was up and saw mommy," or, "I didn't see mommy."
And you
Did
said
he
she was
ever
missing for a little while though, right? Like, he didn't report her?
to the 4th she was reported? I think it was on the 4th when work realized, or that's when he claimed to call work looking for her, right? I think
Oh,
that's what
okay, they
happened.
wanted his police interviews. Oh, good, okay.
Yeah, you can listen. Yeah, yes, it's a crazy trial, Dolphin. It's a setup for it,
Oh,
and
yeah, I'm there for it, yeah. You had me at
yeah,
cripple
there's
searches and all this other mess
yeah,
and the
yeah, all
story of
that there.
how she died in the bed and then he went and dismembered her and scattered her all over the place, like, yeah, you
Yes,
had me
because
at that. I was like, "Oh,
right
yeah."
before the trial started, he actually there was
Mhm.
a hearing, and he pled guilty to the lesser charges of
Which was
tampering
the
with evidence
improper
in the body and all
disposal.
that, right?
Mhm.
So but not a murder.
Or abuse of corpse, I think is what they
Right.
call it now.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
he didn't plead to murder. So then we're like,
Mhm.
"Okay, but you say you did all the rest?" But then they go to, opening statements, well, he gets in bed and finds her unalive, and then you did all the rest? I mean,
Oh god.
damn.
Mm.
So, yeah, that's where we are with that case. Crazy shit.
Yeah.
See, when I say people do crazy stuff to people all the time, it's
Yep.
insane.
Mhm.
The stuff we run across in these true crime cases and what people are capable of doing to each other, it's like, "Whoa,
Mhm.
you need to really know your partner and don't do things to make
Keep
them
the one
mad."
eye open. 'Cause what's the other case? The doctor, and I think they've already convicted him. I meant to look back at that, but the doctor who poisoned it was like the poison milkshake case. He
I
poisoned the wife's, protein shake or
Mhm,
whatever, and they had a camera in the kitchen, so they have all this footage from their security videos of the kitchen, of him doing stuff and saying, "Oh, you forgot your protein shake,"
mhm.
da, 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 you know what I mean? Or whatever, right? I just whatever happened to that fool?
I didn't
Did they
follow that
convict
case
him?
closely. I know what you're talking about, but I don't
Mhm.
know anything about it.
Yeah.
So I don't know, I have to look into it. Forrest, yeah, so when I remember about, I think it was opening statements, so he calls work, and then work was like, "Well, you need to call the police." And then they ended up calling the cops because didn't, head of HR called Brian, and then she patched in their head of security,
Mhm.
and he began to ask Brian questions about Anna, and he relays back, "Well, she left for a work emergency, da 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 da." They're like, "Nah, dude, you need to call the police because she's not here for a work emergency." So I think once he started got a little bit of pressure, right? He didn't anticipate her to put head of security for this large company on his ass like that.
Yeah.
And then that's when she got reported. So thank you for that reminder, Forrest. Yesterday was a long day. And like Forrest says, well, it's easier to dismember than and to distribute than to simply call 911. What
Mhm.
is up with people not calling 911, or at
I
least right
don't
away?
understand. Yeah.
Or at least right away. You're like, what in the world? It's those 3 little buttons we teach our kids to do. Well,
Mm-hmm.
we should be teaching the kids to do anyway.
I looked it up. It's a Colorado dentist who he was poisoning her for like a period of like a few weeks or something.
Hmm.
And they convicted him. Looks like maybe around like July of this year, so like a few months ago. Life in prison without the possibility of parole, plus another consecutive 33 years.
Hmm.
James Craig is his name. Nuts. A 52-page probable cause affidavit citing browser history, text messages, witness interviews. Oh yeah, he bought the poison and had it delivered to his office. And his office manager opened the box thinking it was medical supplies or something or whatever. So she was a witness to the fact that he bought this poison. Just like,
Oh,
wow.
okay.
Mm, mm, mm.
Um,
And oh, he was like Brian Koberger. He was contacting the company, like harassing them to see like where it was and when it was going to be shipped and, blah, 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 and all that. I'm like, oh, wow. In a hurry, I guess, right?
yeah. Let me see if this will show. I think
Okay.
I fix this. Okay. This is some well, this is a local case, and it is
Hmm.
an old case. This is a case that Nancy Grace is going to be covering later this month.
The name is
To what
familiar.
to what extent, I don't know. She's in the Discord, Dolphin.
Hmm.
That's probably where you're seeing it from, in there with Tiffany's case. Um, so this is a Facebook page called Missing Child Danielle Bell. Danielle Bell went missing from Pensacola, Florida, or Cantonment, Florida, one and the same. And that was her picture then. Her sister Bonnie has a Facebook account, a TikTok account, a YouTube account. She
Hmm.
doesn't have as much on her YouTube anymore as she does her Facebook. Bonnie no longer lives in the area for safety reasons.
Hmm.
Um, there's a lot, I think, happening with the case. There's a lot of this guy particularly that she's talking about that blocked her. She talks about it more down in the other post. Here's one. There's probably things that may be said in these videos from Facebook. If I play on YouTube, I might get in trouble because Bonnie doesn't hold back and Bonnie's pissed. Okay. So I'm going to play a snippet of this, or I'll let it play through, just to give you guys a little bit of what's
What?
going on. It's crazy. This crazy story. There's a lot to unpack with Danielle's case and the things that over the years, the rumors locally that seem to be panning out that I've known for years. There's just a lot. And when you're a YouTube true crime creator, whatever you want to call us, and a case happens or is happening close to you, you need to be careful. We've seen it 1,000 times how these YouTubers they're like right there, you know what I mean? And then the next thing you know, there's all there the story. So careful about how I cover all stories, including the locals. But Danielle was 14 years old, and what had allegedly has happened to her, she absolutely deserves justice. And the two people that are probably responsible for what happened to her were just released from prison on other charges. All right,
Oh,
so
wow.
they're not good people. They're not good people at all. Okay.
To block James. But before I do that, I think it is important to keep records of everything. This is James's dad. I don't think he would be very pleased with what James has been up to. This is his sister. I don't know. She looks a little strung out too, so. Now this picture is back from a little over a year and a half ago. Maybe that's his car and his trailer that, he bought because he doesn't want for anything and he's just so much cooler than everybody else. I guess he bought it on his kitchen salary. I don't know. He even offered me a job in construction so I can hide bodies with him. James, I've enjoyed our time together, but it is now time for you to go. I will be making a CPS report because a man that talks like you do and has an obsession with a missing 14-year-old girl doesn't need their own children. Yeah.
Ugh.
So the next post that I make about you will be your address. It will be your address. I will dox you, James. I will.
She's pissed, dude.
And you've been.
And she never, I don't think she.
I've made the decision
Good.
to
Let me
block
see.
James, a bunch of people off.
Um,
I hope that you have.
that's actually someone who's tied to one of the suspects or persons of interest. There's a local detective now who's formed a cold case unit. He's retired detective,
Yeah.
and he is joined with Bonnie a while back, and really took a deep dive into this case with her because they know these two guys know something, right? And the fact that they were one of the last ones seen with her sister, and the circumstances about how they ended up knowing her sister. And there's just a lot to pour through. I got to go through some of her content because I literally will get in trouble on YouTube for putting certain things out there, especially accusations that may or may not be true. But I don't have any problem supporting Bonnie in her efforts to. She's really trying to smoke them out, and I don't blame her, but it's like it's getting a little, it's getting heavy. So I'm very curious because I know a lot of the back stuff, but I also know what all she's putting out recently. And I know Nancy Grace is going to be covering her story, but we know Nancy ain't scared. So
No, no.
I'm wondering if she's going to be putting the faces and names of these certain individuals out there. I'm not even afraid to go there, but yeah. Anyway, we're going to be looking into Danielle's case. I'm going to bring you guys more about her story and what has happened. It's been so long, and she's not the only one. There's another case that's not even tied to that case. They're totally separate. But
Talking about Tiffany.
Tiffany's case, yeah, and I know that at some point Tiffany's mom did link up with Danielle's mom and tried to offer support, but it's important to let you guys know that Danielle Bell's mother is no longer alive. She took her own
Wow.
life, but she had I think it was an overdose actually, but she had a long history of substance abuse problems. You'll see during the story that Bonnie had a lot of issues with their mother, and the mother had ties to the persons of interest and why she had those ties. So there was a lot to unpack. You know what I mean? It's a lot. And it's again some of it goes back to not knowing where your kid is, not knowing what your kid's doing, not paying enough attention to your own kid. That absolutely was part of the story here. But I can show you guys the timeline of her disappearance, the map, the locations, and things like that we're going to look at, and then take a look at these suspects that Bonnie and the investigator talk about. So I have a video of him talking as well, so I want to pull that up. I have talked to Bonnie, I think once we emailed, but I don't know if she goes on shows. I think she's been on a couple, but I don't know how much she does outside of what she's doing. So maybe I'll reach out, and because I really want to unpack the story here ahead of what Nancy Grace has got. Not that I'm trying to up Nancy Grace. I'm just curious locally to see what she's going to say about it, right?
Yeah.
And what she's willing to put out there, because I'm sure she has seen all of Bonnie's content. Somebody in Nancy's camp has seen all that content to get ready for the story or whatever. And they've interviewed Bonnie, I know. So we'll have to see where it goes. And hopefully, eventually, they can find some evidence. And if the rumors are true, if there's any validity behind one of the rumors or theories as to what happened to Danielle, she may never be recovered.
Oh.
That we may only find like teeth if we get lucky.
Oh God. Okay.
So, what kind of evidence would you ever have to prove that she was ever unalived, right? Unless you found that evidence. Where to go look is the next step, and there are people looking at where to go look. I don't know if they'll find the right location or not. I have no clue. But I'm just saying there's a lot, and there's and it's sad because they're not this is not the only case out there in America like that, with a missing child that goes on for decades or 10 years or more, or crazy circumstances behind them that can get super crazy on the social media streets, and what's real and what isn't, and all those things. But so trying to stick to how Danielle knew these alternates, or not alternate, but knew these people of interest, and what her tie was to them is absolutely important. So you guys give me I'm going to finish trying to work on that later today. Well, actually, I'm going to be doing a couple things, but I'm working on that, and that will actually, today's Friday, so I
Yep.
need that over the weekend. Yeah, I don't usually I feel like since I moved, my whole everything is just whatever, upside down world. I don't ever know
Yeah.
when I'm going to go live and what I'm not doing. But it's Friday. I don't normally stream the weekend, so I will be working on this content over the weekend, and we'll start that on Monday. Um, and take a look into that. And yeah, we'll break down that Celebrite report too, girl.
Yeah, I want to dig into it. I'm sitting here yawning because I haven't
Ah,
been asleep at
you,
all, and I'm
you need a
like,
nap. You need
I
a
need
nap.
a either a nap or a Coke. Like,
I need.
yeah.
I
I
know my.
really do want to open the report. But yeah. Mm. And then also I'm gonna start looking into this Walsh case too.
Yeah, I grabbed a Coke a second ago. My sister just came home a few minutes ago, and I think she wanted to cook some food. We were going to do it yesterday, but we changed our mind. So we may cook some food. But anyway, hey Caroline, welcome in. Yeah, everybody, thanks for coming in. Dolphin, thanks for jumping up and joining with me.
You're
I
welcome.
wasn't
Scooby.
I wasn't sure if you had saw that latest Coburger footage or not. It just got released
No, I
last
hadn't.
night. And I
Sorry.
think that well, so Plunder linked was it her Patreon, or was it linked into that YouTube video description? Anyway, there was a zip file you can download that has the damn video. But like I said, it would have taken way too long to download on this computer. And I didn't
Hmm.
need to because she had it in a nice little video for
Well, I
us.
mean, I could
So
have. Yeah. Oh, so yeah. Oh, okay.
yeah, but she's got a link. It's either on her Patreon or in the description of that video. I can't remember. Um,
Okay.
but you can click
I
on.
can
There's
grab it.
two parts. Yeah, there's part one and part two. Um, that show the different videos or whatever. And I also wrote down about that Outcast video, like you said, with the multiple police cams all in the same frame.
Yeah. Here, let me just. Oh, you know what? I think I got a link for it already. Let's see.
Yeah, because I haven't reviewed much over
I'll
there in that
send it to
case
you.
lately. I got bored with it, and I was looking at other things, so I haven't took a look yet to see what was out there anymore. Well, like, I check the docket, every day, but nothing's come up.
Uh, let's
Oh,
see. I
Kristen,
found
welcome
it.
in. Kristen says I'm new to your channel. Well, we hope you like us enough to stick around. We do, we do. All right, guys, y'all, thanks for coming in and hanging out with us and having the conversations and joining in the conversation. Y'all know we like that. I know if I get up here and get to reading or talking to things, I kind of miss what y'all are saying. And I don't mean to do that. I don't mean to do that. Sometimes it's trying to make sure we're responding right, that we understand the question. Yeah, Rachel, we'll have to keep an eye on what happens in the Peaches case. They deserve justice too. Even if Rex Heuermann's not the one that unalived them, somebody did, right? And they need to be held accountable. So, what does that do? Because they never did tie Peaches to the Gilgo Beach, right? So
No,
he
I
was.
don't think they did. And I remember seeing
No, he's not
and
even
hearing
charged.
about her for
Yeah,
years, but
yeah.
yeah.
He's not like charged with anything to do with her murder yet. Was never anyway. So, I guess the defense can only hope the others will have sort of similar outcome. And I don't think that's going to happen. Don't think it's going to happen. Well, Dolphin, thanks for coming up and hanging out with us. We've missed you
Mhm.
around here.
You're welcome. Yeah, I missed talking about everything, you know what I mean? So, yeah, but I'm
Yeah.
back. I'm just now I'm like getting super tired, but No.
Yeah,
I'm back. I don't have anything going on, you know.
I'm trying to get back to my kind of my regular schedule during the day, and my weekends have actually opened up a little bit. So I don't know.
Mhm.
Sometimes I'll pop off with a weekend thing. We'll see. My little impromptu last weekend was a success, and it was a good conversation. So if I get bored, I might be like, "Hey, Dolphin, you want to go
Oh,
talk?
yeah, yeah.
Let's go find
I
a
think I saw you, what was
documentary."
it, like, Saturday or something? I think 'cause I
Oh,
started to watch it, and then I think I got a phone call or something, and then I missed everything. Yeah, that's
oh
what
yeah,
happened.
yeah.
Yep.
Last Saturday, Andy Kupsa came over and hung out with me for a while.
Mhm,
That was
'cause I
kind of
think
an
I typed
impromptu.
hello, and then that was
Mhm.
it. The phone, I was
Yeah.
like, "Oh my god."
That was just
Yeah.
I was actually just relaxing on my bed, watching something, and I was like, "Ah." So, Andy had commented about something on X, and I said something to
Mhm,
her in the DM. We were like, "You wanna go live?" And she's like,
mhm.
"Okay." So, I got up,
Yeah.
went live, and we had a nice turnout and a good conversation, and my thumbnail wouldn't even work, so I didn't even say Andy was gonna be on the show. I just like, "Hey, we're going live.
Mhm,
Here's the topic, whatever," and the people came. So thank you guys for tuning into the show. I appreciate it, and I appreciate Andy coming over and having a good conversation with us. So
mhm.
we love having those here, and I appreciate you, ma'am, coming up for the day. And we'll
No
we'll,
problem,
we'll
you're
pour over
welcome.
that report, and if we find anything really good about it, guys, that I missed or didn't come across yet, we'll let you guys know when we come back live. So yeah, we'll check it out. All right, guys, I'm going to let you guys go for the day, and y'all have a fabulous weekend. And y'all know what I say, be safe on them YouTube streets. We are learning we can't be safe enough out there. Mm. Don't put nothing in a text you don't want to come out later. I'm just saying. There's a
Oh
lot
god,
of
I must have
there's
missed
whole,
something.
there's whole ass Google drives out there with message threads. I'm like, what am I
Oh,
reading with my morning
Jesus.
coffee?
Mm.
Holy hell. No wonder I steered clear of that train wreck all that time ago. I seen that coming. Good for
Oh,
you, I told
wow.
myself. It took a lot of years for me to trust that gut and go with it and go, no, no, no. Mm, mm. All
Nuts.
right. And then sometimes the red flag is like waving gently in our face, and we're like, oh, well, maybe. Yeah, guilty of that too. All right. All right, y'all go have a good day, a good weekend. Y'all be safe out there. And if I get bored, maybe you'll see me over the weekend. All right. Y'all have a good one. Thank you.
Mhm,
Thank you
alright, bye,
all
y'all.
for watching this here video. Please like and subscribe and follow. Much love from little Yas to each of you.